a podcast called Strangest Fruit.
All right, we're back. Strangest Fruit. One of the things, like the taglines we use for this podcast is unusual alliances. Mine and Deonte's is definitely an unusual alliance today. Our guest is another unusual alliance. Ruben, welcome you to our show. Thanks for coming. I've seen some other things that you've done. What makes this most unusual is we got a blood from Compton. I grew up in the 90s, gang banging just right here in Sun Valley and then next over. And you were crash unit in the 90s.
That's me, yeah.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Amazing stories. This is going to be a great conversation. Everybody hit the subscribe button. Definitely leave comments. Give your thoughts. What do you think about this? And welcome to the show.
Well, like always, I'm blessed to be in these positions where I'm able to share and use my life to help other people, and that's what I'm about. So thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, I mean the same exact thing that we're trying to do. So,
there's the whole people who don't know. They made a movie about you. Well, in the likeness of you, and that's how people can probably compare to everybody seeing Training Day and all that. And you can clear that up for people because I immediately asked the question. You asked the question. So that was based on sort of around the origin of things that were going on. So people, we're connecting the dots for people that don't know. But for the dudes that were in the streets, we know who.
What he's trying to ask is, did you say King Kong has nothing on me? Did you do that?
That was a good line he used. I didn't use that one. I'm gonna give him credit for that.
That white moment was brought to you by Brian James. That was not me. I don't trademark that.
In terms of like accuracy, like what was really going on.
There's a lot of people don't know, but the unit that they based it on has to do with the Field Enforcement Section, FES. It's a narcotics unit.
Right.
And it's very accurate in a lot of the areas in the beginning of the movie, how he's picking people up, making them informants, the dope game, the hustle, the street stuff. A lot of it is real accurate because there was a unit that I worked, not just myself, but other individuals that were recruited to that unit for like a 6-month period where you're working just that in that capacity, undercover, driving undercover vehicles, squeezing informants, buying dope, grabbing them, making them flip, and getting more and more dope, more informants, and just like that. And you're having to.
When we talk about dope, how much dope have you ever touched at one time that you like off somebody?
A ton of weed. I took a ton of weed. I took kilos of cocaine at 75 keys. I took a lot of weed. And
see how you say that like it's nothing?
Mainly coke.
I smacked somebody for 75 keys.
I take the keys and accumulate all of the keys I took. It was a lot of keys, and I would just make money off each key.
But as
it was a hustle.
Like as a Los Angeles Police Department, I did
officer,
that.
active officer.
Active, rogue rebelling against the department and everybody else. I was making money. I said, I'm gonna make money. I don't care about this job no more. And I went hard and I started.
I've always identified the police or the sheriffs. I say the biggest gang in the United States is the law enforcement officer. I said, don't nobody got no keys to the city like the police. It's judicial immunity at its finest.
Like, would you consider yourself maybe like a sacrificial lamb? Because there's not too many, you don't see like a lot of convictions, stuff like that. Like, did you at any point maybe feel like that? Because it was kind of like widespread,
It
right?
was just me doing dirt and getting caught. And the thing about it is you're going to have some good cops on the field that are doing their job right.
Yeah.
Who really want to and haven't experienced certain things that haven't caused them to like lose control of the desire to be a cop like I did. And then you got the guys in the department that are actually justifying their actions by thinking they're doing the good deed. Even if they have to break the law to protect the good citizens out there, they're going to get dirty because you're dealing with the gangsters, the rapists. You're dealing with a lot of individuals that you're gonna get dirty, but
so
not everybody's doing it.
Yeah.
It's a system, but it's like cliques. You have cliques and different different backgrounds. That there's the elite units in the department. Most of them are doing the dirt of the dirt, working against the vicious guys out there that killing each other or innocent people.
What is considered an elite unit?
Yeah.
Like a crash unit, like a
Like
undercover unit.
What's the most lethal and most pressing unit in the LAPD? Like when they go to town, it's lights out.
They want to give SWAT. SWAT has all they do is train every day, tactical training. Doesn't mean they're not untouchable. They still get taken out. They can still get killed. But
I'm talking about the most like crooked, like that's down and dirty.
I think I'm gonna say crash
because they deal with that element. Like, what's the culture? Like, what was the when you got in there? What's the culture? Is it like let's go fuck these dudes up? Like, is it us against them? Like, we're at war with the streets?
It was us against them.
Okay,
but you want to win because you're the bigger gangbang. You're the one that's using your position, assuming you're doing the right against the evil that's out there, right? So you want to be the bigger, tougher guy. You want to be the smarter guy. You want to be the more like a creative guy too, because you want to get the job done. You want to make sure they know that you're bigger than them. You're gonna crack their heads open, and you have the power to, fabricate, put dope, put a dirty gun on them. If you're a 3-striker, I'm gonna put a gun on you, and you're going down for 25 to life. It's your gun. Or you work for me, or you're gonna clean up these walls, or I'm gonna put cases on all your youngsters. I'm gonna put dope on all these guys. Whatever happens.
Right here,
with
like
just that method right there.
Yeah.
How many dudes have you turned?
Oh, we're talking informants.
Yeah. How many with just that one tool of
for the most part,
power.
I always got my dude to turn. Every dude I got was gonna turn.
How many?
So you're batting 1,000.
I'm batting 1,000. Yeah.
How many neighborhoods? Every neighborhood.
Every neighborhood that I came in touch with, in contact with, that I got something on him. I'm gonna make that guy turn. I got to.
What do you find the weak spot, obviously, and just apply pressure there, or it's
gonna be there's different ways of tactical approach. You can put the dope, but you can scare them. Everybody's got a breaking point. If you got a tough guy that don't want to break, he might be the only one that won't flip, but he's the only dummy. He's gonna get some time. He's gonna get busted for a lot of time because he got the tough guy mentality. that guy.
And I've read or it's quote unquote read, but you come across these guys. Well, inside we call them the super snitches.
Yeah,
you got these super snitches that actually go out here and they can gun a dude down in the streets because they done racked up that many points.
Yeah,
I done told on these many high powered dudes. They can go. No, they're active gang members and they're out there shooting dudes
on the street.
But they'll go and shoot a dude and be like, "Hey, this is such and such, such and such. This happened right here." Whoop, 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 whoop. They come and clean it up.
It's happened before.
I'm sure there were active gang members that were like
to this day. Like you got some political.
I was telling them earlier, I think before you got here, that we had an informant from 18th. Maybe you're here, 18th Streeter.
And we're talking about what, like
in the 90s,
MacArthur Park area.
MacArthur Park.
It's like CLCS and
Six in Alvarado, Bonnie Bray, all those streets right there. Normally, all the streets, it was hot. It was popping every day in those times. Drive-by shootings and dope in every corner. 3 or 4 guys in each corner moving dope, collecting the money. It was just nonstop.
And were you a part of that chain right there? Like
I was probably trying to make it good to help. I was actually trying to help the citizens because I love my citizens were my informants too. Citizens were my informants for the right reason because they give me a lot of info too, and I took care of them. I took care of my citizens, the managers, apartment managers that were running their apartment. There was a lot of dope activity, gang activity. They'll back then they'll page me and I'll call them and say, "Hey, what's going on?" Well, this dude's moving dope right here. He's got guns. He's moving out with guns. The kids are out here scared. Help us. So I'll go grab all those dope dealers, gangsters, and book all of them on a multi-10 arrest. Clean house.
And were you taking all the?
Not that time. I was just booking. I was just booking everybody. I just felt good to be booking them because I felt, these people are they're happy. Because I grew up in the environment. When I grew up in the neighborhood, Florencia, there was dope dealers in front of my house all the time. I have 10 brothers and sisters.
Like,
so we don't call cops
growing up.
As a childhood, I grew up in Florencia neighborhood and the Boy Heights, but more like Florencia neighborhood with all OGs. And nobody bothered me, but I played basketball and sports. But I saw them selling the dope right in front of my house. My stepdad was an alcoholic, so he's out in the bar. My brother and sisters, I have 10. I'm like the second oldest. Wow. I didn't want you don't snitch. You just do your thing. But you see all that going on. But you can't call the cops and tell, "Hey man, there's some dude out here. My little brothers and sisters are out here."
Yeah, that's where you live.
You just deal with it, and you can't do that because you're gonna have a problem with the family. Your family can get hurt.
Right.
So you just deal with it, tough it out. So when I was working the field, I was, you know what, I could help these people because I'm the guy that knows about this stuff. So when I would call me and cry and complain, I would just clean house for them. And then to me, it was like a good thing.
With the a law or a penal code like 186.22b, Criminal Street Terror Street Gang Act, is that considered a secret weapon throughout any type of police? Because you put that on, that's automatic 10 years.
They started doing that, but they also started doing the conspiracy stuff in the 90s.
That was with the Operation Safe Streets.
Yeah, they
in
started
94.
doing the conspiracies. They started catching conspiracy. They'll fabricate
The injunctions and all that.
The injunctions. So they started.
Was that was a secret weapon? By,
that was a secret weapon. Echo Park, all these neighborhoods, they'll get hit with this new the conspiracy stuff. So they could book like 10 of them guys on one rifle, one dope call plot to shoot somebody. And to us, we were like, man, we're cleaning the house, because when we worked in Rampart, they were killing a lot of people left and right that were not involved in gangs.
And with the more,
I saw kids get killed, moms get
No,
killed. who were
that
innocent.
time in that area. Oh,
So we like, hey, what's up? You big old dummies don't have good aim to shoot innocent people. And then it comes down to you guys because you're the crash unit.
you have an understanding of street life
Yeah.
that really nobody else can understand, because you understand the gangs. You're like, look,
Yeah.
they're going to shoot at each other. There's nothing I can do about that. It's going to happen. Because in actuality, the police only come when a crime is committed.
When you already shot
not
dead,
to prevent it.
or to stop or go after the driver that just shot the dude, he's bleeding out, you're already pursuing him, or you're doing an investigation. Because I did a MS-13, they have the Coronado Click and Leeward Click. When I was working MS-13, Leeward Click came and killed the dude, the shot caller from Coronado Click for the park. They were collecting the rent. There was a lot of money there. The Leeward Click guy caught the guy from Coronado Click, killed him from his mother-in-law and wife and kids. I knew them both because I had just booked that dude from Leeward Click on a gun, but I used his fake ID because it was on a Saturday night. Me and my partner wanted to just go out messing around. We weren't trying to do no work. So I booked him on a fake ID. I knew he was dirty, and he bailed out. The next week, he got killed by his own homeboy.
Yeah.
Damn.
So then my informant was the shooter's girlfriend. So she called me and says, "Hey," she says, "Hey, Leeward Click is coming around. I said they're gonna kill. Coronado Click is dead, and they're putting guns on us. Blackie, so and so from Leeward Click." So we're like, I'm like,
So these are dudes talking to you.
yeah, the girlfriend from the shooter.
Yeah.
Who did the murder?
She would call me and tell me everything. And see, they're driving by from Leeward Click. They're driving by because Coronado Click actually killed the Leeward Click shot caller for the park. So the guy that we got him, I go see the dead body in the hospital because the guy died. I go, yeah, I know him. And then I know who the shooter is. And then my informant, the girlfriend of the shooter, says, yeah, I was so-and-so. This was going on. So when they booked the shooter, he started saying he was in San Francisco. But I saw the murder in one day because my informant was his girlfriend. She told me everything about it.
Damn.
So he tried to say I was in San Francisco with my girlfriend, and his girlfriend my informant.
Dang.
And he tried to go to court on it. He lost. He even tried to get me to help him when I got out. While I was in prison, he was the Innocence Project. They came to visit me and told me, hey, we want to talk about this guy. I go, man, if he was innocent, I'd help him. But he's not. His girlfriend was my informant.
Yeah.
She gave me all the ins and outs, but I can't help him. He's guilty.
Yeah.
He did it.
Yeah.
I could, so that stuff was happening. People don't know that they'll kill each other and they'll snitch on each other. Just like when I was working with my own dirt, people from the different cartels too with competition. Hey, you got a guy like me and my partners. You want me to take down your competition? I'm gonna make the money. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
How strong are the cartels in Los Angeles?
Before you know what, the Sureños were still running stuff, but I think they're just trying to be at peace and partner up with each other, the Sureños and the cartel, because it's money, it's business. So back then, I know they were really just getting involved with the Sureños, and they were also getting into more stuff, but they're also getting family members that were Sureños back in the 90s to get them to help move the stuff. And you have a juice card, or it's all business, but they don't have, I mean, I can't say how much because I really don't know right now.
Yeah.
Back then, I think the Sureños are still going to try to run it because they got the numbers. Out here, it's California. It's not Mexico. So it's not like they're going to have the numbers to go to war with the Sureños. They're going to say, hey, you want to move dope here? You got to pay us this much. And the paisas got the money. They're going to say, oh, sure. Here's our dope. You pay us this much. So business partners. Basically, that's how it's going to, because I saw it in operation in the 90s. Some of the Sureños were dressing like paisas to disguise so they could fool the cops.
They know everything. The police know
Yeah,
everything.
they were dressing
They
like
know
paisas.
everything.
No, it's a trip. I'm listening, but like how plugged in, like he's in like you're part of that whole ecosystem right there. Like, he's plugged into everything. Like
everything.
These are deep, like internal
He,
politics.
literally he got people planted everywhere.
And my people were from right hand, from different people working, involved in everything. So I got the inside scoop from everybody.
Yeah.
I had the plug from everybody.
But let me ask you this: like, when you're in that, like, you know, I'm sure you got into like law enforcement with the best of intentions.
I wanted to be a good cop.
But why did you?
Did you
made
realize,
wanna be
like,
a cop?
damn, I'm in it. Like, this is.
Well,
heavy.
I never thought that was going to happen to me, because I thought I'm gonna do a good job. I'll have some ambitions to be a good mentor, eventually build a program for kids in the youth centers as a cop.
That's how you started.
That's how I started with my coaches. And before that, I knew I wanted to be a cop. I wanted to go to the Olympics in boxing first. So I said, I'm gonna use my gold medal to build my platform, my status, so I could be like a mentor, and then be a world champion, and then be a cop. I thought in my head, I'm just hurry up and box, get a world championship, still with my brain intact. I got injured before the 1992 Olympics. I broke my thumb. I got a ear, throat infection. I got a fever, and I was all jacked up. I couldn't fight the trials that was coming up to get to the box office. That ruined my opportunity. So I didn't want to be in the boxing politics of the pros, because a lot of corruption involved. I seen it with my own friends that I grew up with that were champions, gold medal winners. I saw how they got played, and I wasn't into all that stuff. I said, I'm gonna make my own money. I said, I'm gonna be a cop.
Real quick, because I'll forget it. Top 3 boxers. Who's your top 3?
Top 3, right? I mean, I grew up liking Chavez. He was always good. Salvador Sanchez, Alexis Arguello. I mean, I like Hearns. I like Sugar. I got a bunch. They all have something that I learned from each one of them. Hagler. I like Hagler. I liked all those guys. They were all good. But each one had something that I picked up on as I grew up as a boxer. I studied them.
Okay.
Because I learned how to box in all styles, not just a boxer or a brawler. I learned how to I learned how to do all the styles, because I knew every opponent is different.
Yeah.
I seen one style. That guy just had one style. I could mess him up with this style.
That infamous Cuban southpaw. They get up in there and tear shit up. Them Cubans.
The Cubans,
they
Cubans
southpaw.
good.
They fight southpaw over right.
Yeah, the Cubans are good. There was
thing.
competition to our teams out here in the United States.
It's hard to fight somebody with that when you right-handed and they left-handed.
You fight when you're in boxing in this world. You fight every opponent. So you got to fight everybody. You got to be ready to fight everybody.
Yeah.
I fought the Russians. I fought every team out there. Singapore, South Africa.
Hardest hitter. Who's the hardest hitters? Like coming out of where?
To a one-on-one competition. I don't remember, because maybe I never got dropped into it. I never got stunned in a fight, but I was more tactical when I fought like a Russian that I could hit hard too.
Yeah.
So I used more tactics instead of just pop, going in toe to toe it.
Yeah.
This guy is too hard for me. I'm not gonna get them suck it out. I'm not gonna get dropped with this dude. I'm gonna use tactics in this one, wisdom. Yeah,
right.
Smart fighting.
Right. Boxing.
Boxing. Yeah.
So you couldn't get into the Olympics, and you just
Injury, and I just said, I'm gonna be a cop, because I'm not gonna be a pro with all this dirty politics. I want that gold medal so I could run my own show. If you're a pro and you're still good, I was good, and people knew that, and had promoters, but I want to run my own program.
Yeah, your own platform. Yeah.
With De La Hoya, Mosley, and I beat Rafael. I fought all those guys. I sparred with all those guys growing up. So I knew myself. I knew what I could handle, and I knew I could do good too and be a champion. But once I turned to be a cop, I said, man, I like this job. It pays my bills. Got a gun, carry a gun without getting in trouble, and still do what I like to do, help people. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But I started young. I started good, South Central Patrol, and then I got recruited to the Undercover unit. That's where everything went crazy for me. Going undercover in the high school, 21 Drum Street.
What was South Central Patrol?
He said he was going undercover in the high school.
That's what I did. South Central Patrol.
I heard some of this story.
It was not bad. It was actually fun. I liked it because I grew up in South Central too. When I was a kid, I came from Mexico. My uncle was from they were already gangsters from Watts. My uncle, when I came from Mexico, they were already gangbanging, my uncles, and they were already brainwashing me into the tough guy mentality. Yeah. Not the gangster thought, but
the machismo.
Yeah, and they were already brainwashing me to that since I was a little kid. But I knew, my family we integrated with the blacks out there because my cousin son were dating back, so we already knew that was people around us. You know, we got along with everybody.
What were some of the most toughest gangs that you guys had to deal with out there? Like you just was like, damn, I don't.
Early like the patrol.
The Pyrus were pretty tough out there in South Central. Yeah. But the Bounty Hunters, they had a lot of killings back then. Back then they were killing each other too. The Bloods and Crips were ruthless. The Grape Street, I think it was.
He said ruthless. Like
they were killing each other. I go to a radio call. Three gangsters from a neighborhood. I forget what it was. They could have been Bloods or Crips. But they were all sprayed with the AK. They're all dead in the house because somebody drove by and just sprayed all 3 of them. They're all dead.
And
That's a homicide.
that's when what AKs were
In the
like.
night, and AKs was
AKs, street sweepers.
they got hit ugly. I had my first
Tommy
homicide.
guns.
That was my first homicide. Yeah.
Oh, that was your. So
My first
damn,
homicide.
that's
What's it like? What was it walking in like?
Yeah, like you
Honestly,
get that call.
I grew up in that kind of environment, so it was normal
Yeah,
to
yeah.
me. I used to see that when I grew up. People getting shot in our block, so it was kind of normal, like to us.
What's it like to? It's one thing to be shot at and get out the way, but as a cop, what is it to be shot at and shooting back at the person that's shooting at you? Like what does that
It's a
take?
rush.
I can imagine.
I've been in a few shootouts. Well, going back to my undercover unit, I got recruited to go undercover in the high schools as an 11th grader.
He was going into the schools.
Yeah, that's
High
what I just
school,
said.
so
He said
how
21
was
Jump
that?
Street.
Yeah, I know.
21
That,
Jump
He said
Street.
21 Jump Street.
like, how was that? Like,
So they get me out of patrol fresh, so I don't have the cop habits yet. Boom, they throw me to a specialized unit. It's undercover. I basically don't exist for the department right now.
did they see something in you? Like
My
were they-
legs, I was young, maybe, I don't know. They sent me to this unit and they start training me the talk, the walk, the slang, everything's
What
about.
was your role? Were you like
I was 11th grader, just like a rebel, not a
Okay.
gangster, just like a rebel. But I
Okay.
like to dress little baggy pants, but like it was a different style of. I wasn't gangstered out, but I was more like a rebel type
Okay.
that I was using.
So you're like basically on deployment. And
I'm 11th grader in a high school.
What's your mission? What's the
Go to
objective?
school, pretend I'm a student, but don't fail the classes. Stay, get D's, C's, D's, do what I gotta do. But I gotta buy dope. Find out who's selling dope. Is there any guns in the school? Who's bringing guns in? Who's moving dope? And buy dope. Buy guns. Whatever I could buy. And
What
just,
area was this?
I was in Verdugo Hills at first, and I went to Manual Arts. But
Manual Arts. That's in
that's an ugly ass
neighborhood
school.
40s.
18th Street was running that school back then.
Wow.
Do the teachers, principal? Does
Nobody knows.
Nobody knows.
The principal knows there's a cop in the school, but he don't know who it is because you don't know. They could drop a dime on you and get
Yeah,
you killed.
yeah, yeah.
'Cause this is like peak dope era right here. Like,
Yeah, so I'm in Verdugo Hills. I start getting cool with the people in there, the youngsters. I'm starting to buy weed. I think I bought weed, then coke, and then they introduced me to this kid who's got PCP. So they're getting buzzed from different cities
Yeah,
to Verdugo
yeah.
Hills, and there's a kid from South Central who says, "I got some PCP." I go, "Well, how much you have?" He goes, "I'm gonna go home tonight, and I'll let you know, but I'm gonna page you, and I'll let you know." So he paged me that night, and he said, I called him on the payphone. He's like, "I got $80 worth of PCP." I go, "I got you. I'll buy it tomorrow." I'm buying dope.
At the time, that was one of the most dangerous
That
drugs.
was crazy stuff. Yeah.
PCP.
I
was
used to mess around a little bit, but I used to get literally $80 for them little pullouts, Kenwood, the little pullout things.
I remember the pullouts.
And I would take it to the projects in Pacoima. You always get
got him.
like an 80 bottle.
He's confessing.
Yeah.
Let me get That's it.
But yeah, that's crazy. When you said $80, that kind
Yeah,
of
that was
like,
$80 PCP. So I made the call. As soon as I hung up, I get a call from my ex who's also undercover, and I thought she paged me. So I decided to call her on that payphone. So while I'm talking to her, 2 older gangsters walk up on me, and one puts a gun to my stomach. That's when I got my first shootout. The second guy corners me on the phone booth. I got my 9mm back here, my 9. I got 9 PM.
What's that, the old school 9 Beretta?
Yeah, the 9
that heavy
9
ass.
yeah, 9mm Beretta.
You knock somebody down way across the field with that thing.
Yeah, but I really didn't like it. I mean, I shot the dude and hit him, but I switched to the 45 after that. 'Cause I like the stopping power with 45.
45 with Kimber?
Smith & Wesson.
Oh, yeah.
Smith
you
&
know,
So
Wesson.
you're at the
Kimber's
phone
more of a
booth.
SWAT gun.
I'm at
They
the
come
phone
up,
booth.
put the gun
They come
in your-
up, put the gun in my stomach. He says, "Give me your wallet, I'm gonna kill you." And me, I got distracted him. I grew up in the neighborhood, so I'm like, "Hey, dude, I don't got a wallet, but you want my money? Take my money." I'm trying to distract him because I'm
Yeah.
thinking, man, this guy's gonna find my gun and my badge. This guy's over here going through my pocket, so I'm against the wall, so I keep moving his hand. And while I'm holding the phone, I'm plotting. Okay, guys, you want my car? Take my car. Everything to try
As
to get
soon
him
as you
away.
take this car, you finna pull out and
Yeah, so while I was trying to distract him, but the guy wouldn't budge. But I had a fake little cheap silver ring on my finger, so he looks at it. The minute he did look at it to try to grab it, I backhand his boy, and I grabbed the guy's gun. Boom. So we started fighting for his gun. I turned it on him. He falls to the ground. I fall with him, so I got the barrel pointed to his face, and his friend starts kicking me. So I'm blocking kicks, and I'm trying to pull the guy's gun from me. So, but this guy pulls the gun with both hands, stands up over me in the barrel, slow motion, everything's right there. The barrel, the bullet, and I can see everything that slow. So I grab the guy's kick, throw him over me, get up. I'm about to get up as I'm drawing. He shoots my right leg. I spin on him, and he shoots my left leg. I'm cussing. I'm saying, "Mom, I'm gonna kill you." So I still slow down, take a deep breath, and start chasing and hitting. Boom, boom, just hitting him, shooting his ass. And He kept running, but he
and that's something you taught in training. They're trained to hit
He's
moving targets.
He's been an officer for 6 months at this point. Like
6 months.
But
And
you know what they say? They say the police, they're trained to hit moving targets. Like they,
Yep, but,
Yeah.
if
but I'm gonna tell you
moving-
this: I don't want to give everybody too much credit because some of them buck under pressure. Some people can't aim for nothing. I don't care. They can get mad. That's true.
Yeah,
They don't.
no.
They shoot for crap. They don't shoot.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna miss because I'm pissed. I'm gonna hit you.
So
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
hitting both legs.
I got
and
hit both
you're-
legs, and I'm shooting,
You're chasing
running.
the
I'm
dude
shooting,
down.
yeah.
See, that's the thing people don't be realizing. You don't know what the fuck you gonna run across when you try to go and rob somebody.
Yeah.
Like that's the definition. Like, hey man, it's hunters out there.
Yeah, there's
it's
some
people
hunters.
It's people that get on you, and I'm coming
I
to
turned
get
it on
you.
them. I turned the fight on
Yeah,
them.
that was- that
I'm sorry
worked.
to say the word. They became bitches and cowards. They start buckling, crying. I'm pop. I'm saying I'm gonna
Yeah.
kill you. I wasn't Christian back then. I was insane. I was gonna kill them.
Yeah.
That's
And
what
I
old
shot
school
him.
saying, don't help me, help the bear.
Yeah, so what happened was they got thrown in their car. The third guy was there, threw him in, took him to the hospital. I ran back to the phone and I get on the phone. I call 911 because I'm on my own at that time, and I got my gun still with the hammer pulled back, the smoke coming out of the barrel. I'm just thinking they're gonna come back, so I'm ready for them. I call 911. I'm waiting for them to come back, and then the cops show up. The ambulance shows up, and then I'm like, hey man, go fucking get these guys. I hit him. They went that way. They were like, relax, man. We're gonna check you out. I said, Mom, I don't need to be checked out. Let's go get these mother effers.
Yeah.
I'm just fired up. I'm angry, but adrenaline's going through my
Yeah.
body, and my fight mode kicked in because I've been a fighter since I was a kid. So that fight mode kicked in. I was like mad. I'm like, man, mother effers, let's get these guys.
Yeah.
But they tore my clothes. They checked for the exit wounds. I had hit in both legs. 2 different bullets. I got hit in the right spot, so I gotta say, glory to God, because I got hit in the right spots.
That's
no
close,
femur,
yeah.
no bones, no nerves. Just two different bullet wounds. That messed me up. It hit me, but they messed me up here because from that day on, it all changed for me. That's where everything changed for me as a cop.
That was the moment.
That was a moment. People don't understand
Okay,
that was
it
a
was-
moment.
It was let's play
that-
ball.
Oh yeah,
Cowboys and
Yeah,
Indians.
break that
triggered me.
down for us.
Yeah,
Tell us how what
So a lot of
played
people
out
don't talk
inside
about
your
the
head.
mental health aspect of
That's
being
important.
in war or battle, even gangbanging, even stabbing in prison, in the streets. That brings you up here. You get some power tripping because you lose fear of death, because you like something happens to you.
And you're in a constant state of alert.
Of alertness,
You're
you're
in
ready.
a constant state of
Technically,
fight or flight for like
you want
like
more. You want that
decades at
drug.
a time.
You want that drug. It's like it becomes a drug. that
So
you
you
want.
looking for the next shootout.
You want another shootout.
So
And-
psychologically, what did that do to you?
I
How
was
did
mad.
that turn
First,
you?
I
What
was
went
mad
through
at
your head?
myself because I'm very competitive. I'm very like tough on myself. I'm a perfectionist back then, so I'm like, man, this shouldn't have happened to me. I got black belt in martial arts. I messed up, and I'd been drinking a little bit with my buddies, so I blame myself. I got caught off guard. I'm from the streets, so now I'm mad and thinking, how am I gonna carry my gun next time? Where to? Boom, and I started coming up with different ideas. So in my head, I'm thinking all this other stuff. I went back to school undercover in the high school. By this time, I was carrying my gun in school. I didn't care. And I had
Damn.
the
Oh, you had
first
your gun
bullet-
in the school?
Yeah, I didn't care no more. I said, man, I don't care. I'm gonna get a shot again. F these guys.
Do you have
Because
like
the
a
unit-
handler that's overseeing you?
Yeah,
Like, are
I
you
do,
doing
but
daily reports?
but I won't listen to him. He wanted.
So you went rogue.
Oh
So
yeah,
what
you're a
happened?
rebel. You already.
So let me tell you what pissed me off more. That I only went through physical therapy, and then they never sent me for mental health therapy. They just say, hey, when you come back to work, and I thought, oh, these guys just want me to get the numbers, the arrest.
paranoid
Yeah,
running around
yeah.
with a gun. And you feel like
For the most part,
you feel like you were betrayed. They didn't.
yeah, up there. I was up there. I
that's
was
the common
I was on a
person in
trip.
any neighborhood. You get shot,
Anybody-
you pick up a gun. Like
So what happened was the unit, when I'm undercover, my detective, my handler, gets all the credit for my arrest. So they just have 50 felonies arrest. He gets all the credit. I don't get no credit because I'm the undercover
So
officer.
that's true as well, right?
So I was
the
mad because
fact
I knew they
checkers-
just care about the numbers on
So
them.
the more arrests, no matter how they get them in, the more bookings you get, the higher rank you go.
It's gonna look good on your package. Let's just say it's gonna look on your resume that you are hooking and booking, and especially the undercover stuff, the felonies. It looks good on them.
You got to get a certain percentage, meet that quarter.
They don't know. They're not really like that. It's just because there's some officers that don't even care. They just make an arrest if it comes. They don't do pro police work. They just go radio calls. They don't even care, but they still get the job. They still get paid. As long as they do the real radio calls. It's people that go to the
if you're trying to
extreme.
promote and all
You're
that.
gonna promote.
Yeah, that's
you
what-
want
you
that. You want this.
took on the route. You was the hop out boys. That was
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm finna hop out and come get you. That was
So they pissed me off because I said, these guys don't give a F about none of these soldiers here. They just care about themselves. So then from that point, they sent me back to work instead of like thinking about, let's talk about this dude or talk to him about what's going on in his head. And see, I was brought up in a tough environment. Machismo is real. You don't talk about nothing. You just tough it out and man up and just do. because I wasn't taught to say anything about.
Right.
Hey, I'm going through like some stuff right here in my head. I'm thinking about
Yeah.
this shooting. I'm mad still. You know, I'm going through a little bit of this. You don't talk about it. You just tough it out. So it goes both ways in every neighborhood. Every guy that's in the neighborhood, you don't talk to your homies about nothing. You join the gang. That's man up. Fool.
So now this
Yeah.
particular
You do time. That's your problem. You get in a show. Oh, that's your life. You did it. That's what it's like. Same thing with the department. That's your job. That's
So
what
this
you signed up for.
particular gang, you had a niche out for them, huh?
Well, I don't even know. They weren't even from. I didn't even know what neighborhood they were from. They were like just 3 dudes on parole, robbing, shop. They were doing all kinds of stuff in that area. So I got a medal, like a medal of valor for that shootout.
That's
Oh,
it.
is
The
that right?
department awards me a medal, and you know
Is that where the chief pins it on you?
they gave it to me as.
Who was the chief?
I
at
don't
that
remember.
time?
Back then it was
Bernard Parks?
It was Gates first. He left, and then I think it was Willie Williams, and then Parks.
Oh, Parks
okay.
was the third.
But during
up.
that time, I think Willie Williams was taking over at that time when I was already in the undercover. After undercover,
So which one was the one? Oh, I'm trying to remember. He was the one that really got LAPD like put on the, LAPD. Everybody trained after LAPD SWAT.
Yeah, that's true.
Everybody.
That's
Everybody
true.
followed. LAPD had the most
were the first
toughest and
SWAT.
the most money.
Yeah.
LAPD was given the most money, and everybody practiced off LAPD.
and then sheriffs, everybody came to LAPD to learn because LAPD gets their hands on the first crazy stuff. It happens in LAPD, the city.
Right.
North Hollywood shootout, we didn't have AK
That
M16s.
was
Yeah,
gonna
we
be
didn't
my
have
next
45.
question.
We
How-
got that afterwards.
They weren't prepared for that, huh?
No, weren't ready for that.
I remember that.
They got hit, and
Were
I
those
went to
Full Metal
that.
jackets that they were shooting, or what? It was regular.
They're Full Metal Jackets, the robbers.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's literally.
I was
a
there
mile
actually.
From where we're at right
I
now,
showed
too.
up. I was working patrol. Me and my partner were practicing in the range, and we heard the radio call. And said, "Shit, let's go!" We load up. We drove to North Hollywood. We showed up right when the guy kills himself. And I wanted to be in the shootout. I was
Yeah.
already like fired
Yeah.
up. I wanted
Yeah,
more
there you
action.
How long after after you had your first shootout before you got what you finally wanted? You
Another
got that
shootout.
next shootout, yeah.
I think it was like 4 years or so or less. I got into another shootout with a guy with a shotgun, and I shot him with a 45. This time, hit him 6 times. He ended up dying. They said every shot was fatal. So 45 just opens up like a claw with the black talons.
Yeah.
So pretty much one round one took him smooth out. But
With the guns that are in the streets right now, you got the AR-15s, you got the Dracos, and these
You got all
weapons
kinds of good stuff.
running around right now. It's compared to back then. If these guns that they have now were given to the guys back then who actually were like, I would say it was more organized crime. Do you think it would have been? Do you think it would have been a much more of a problem for California or LA?
yeah, but you know what? The cops would have to go on strike to get better guns, or they'd have to not work. Because to you, why am I gonna go to a gunfight with a pea shooter, where the dude has a barrel and he got all
And
kinds
you had
of
guys
tank-
that you had dudes that were
I ain't
16
going that
years
route.
old riding in brand new Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, they were riding, and they had guns, and they shoot at cops too. So things were happening, and to me, it's like I already been in a few shootouts. I ain't gonna be nobody's target. Or that could be the target, but I'm not gonna be no victim. They're gonna pop me right here. But I'm gonna go with the fight. I was ready for the shootout.
Yeah. I mean, you can tell you see it as like life or death. Like it's,
Yeah, you
it's-
got to be ready. A lot of guys got killed in the department. Navidad got shot by a 16-year-old because he dropped his guard. He went to a radio call, 7-Eleven. The kid stole a 12-pack. He goes to the liquor, the 7-Eleven. The owner says, "Hey, this kid just took off down the alley with a 12-pack." His partner's driving. They pull up next to the kid. There's a car. There's a kid. They don't get out of the car. So the passenger is right here, and he's like, "Hey, name is your hands." The kid has a 12-pack, switches it over to his left hand, goes into his pocket, pulls out his gun, turns around, starts shooting the passenger, which is Navidad, who I actually was his training officer for a few days. I told him, "Don't be sloppy," and obviously he didn't listen. And then the guy Navidad pulls out his gun, starts shooting back at the kid. The bullet goes through and kills Navidad. His partner finishes the kid off, a 6-year-old kid, all because they dropped the guard.
What was the most deadliest weapon at that time back then? Like what was? 'Cause
You had the
there's-
barrel. You had the big drums on AKs. You had the Tommy guns. I mean, you have. I can't even think
So
of my
just
head.
imagine, you
had
just
a lot of
imagine
heavy
a
duty,
kid
heavy
with a
hitters.
Tommy gun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A kid
heavy
with
hitters,
a Tommy
man.
gun. Like what the hell?
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
he's talking about like the murders and
right.
There was a lot of stuff going on. Killings every day in Rampart Division.
Yeah.
Every year, of just homicide, not people that got shot and didn't die. You would have 140 a year or more in just 8 miles square radius, or more, and that was topping South Central, Newton Division, 77. They were topping it too. They were up there too in shootings and it's like station, division after division next to each other. And you're talking about maybe in Rampart, 100, let's say 150 homicides 1 year. Next division, Newton, another 130 homicides. We're not talking about people.
So I mean,
every day
you become numb.
you become super numb. You see a dead body, no big deal. It don't phase you no more, and you're mad. Man, that dude got shot. I wish I would have been in a shootout with that dude, because as a gangbanger, he just tried to kill some other dude, and they shot him. So your frame of mind is like that's war.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the politics of it all. Because I look at when I don't see law anymore. I really don't see like the law. I see money.
Right.
When I look at it, when I look at the judge, when I look at the DA, when I look at the cops, I look at numbers. So you got the DA. Are the cops in the DA's pocket? The DA's in the judge's pocket? You give us him, and it's really those swap outs. You give me him, I'll give you him. I'll bring you 3 of these dudes. And this are there's really those type of things going on?
I think it's more like it's not like that, but I think there is someone in that side with that side that might operate together like that, but not everybody. And I'm sure it just probably took time to build that trust and come. Hey, you know what? This dude, I don't got the PC, but you look the other way, I'm gonna fix this PC. And the prosecutor said, no problem. Because I know they saw our reports coming in. They were like same, like not the MO, but the same pattern of a dope arrest.
So you had a skeleton. So you had a skeleton and fill in the blanks?
They pretty much understand it.
Like what?
Same dope arrest.
What would be a pattern? Like
observation arrest.
Reached in offender's left pocket, pulled out.
Yeah,
like,
or dropped it, and then we approached. We see something resembling rock cocaine, but and seen the defendant do it at this time, and the lighting, you gotta cover all your PC because they're gonna try to throw it on you.
You remember the Forge, the 115s? You like, man, the homie got we got the same. Everybody got the same 115.
Yeah.
You know, so that goes against.
And they'll drop it to a lower charge just because it's just the way it was coming, like a dime a dozen. They were coming into the course just like that.
How many documents have you fabricated?
I fabricated a lot of documents to cover up for my informants, to cover for my victims. It was like normal practice for me because I'm saying, man, you know what? These victims are getting jacked up every day. I'm going to book that dude on dope. I can't get him from the robberies, but F that, man. I'm not going to let that guy think he's going to get away with it every day.
1 out of 100. You got 1 out of 100. How much of the department is doing this? Well, in that era.
I can't say, I can only say speak for me and the group I was around.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't working with the gang group, the gang unit, Crash, pretty much, I'm going to say 90% of the guys were operating that way, or maybe 95%. Maybe 1 out of 22 in the unit.
But gang unit and Crash is the most effective unit.
It's the most effective, and more feared, more ruthless, and to me is the most toughest unit that exists because
everybody
you're
knows
doing with
what
the
Crash
worst
is.
of the worst. You're not working, all these other guys, like SWAT, this Metro guys, they're mostly just going out there and doing like, after something happened, they're out there trying to clean up or get a hostage.
You guys are hunting dudes now.
We're hunting the dudes out there that are running game, and we know everything about them.
Did they know all about you too? Like when you were coming, did they know? Like
not
when
all
you were
the time.
coming?
Not all the time.
Like was your name out there in the streets? Like
you know who's who, and they're gonna respect you. They already know that hey, these dudes, the solid ass dudes, they're soldiers. When they saw us, boom, they're on their knees, hands up, and cross legs. They're already waiting for us, and they ain't gonna buck. And sometimes they ran. They know it was gonna get ugly for them, so they took the lumps on the spot.
And
for the most part,
this is like around MacArthur Park.
Park, all that area, around Alvarado, from Sunset down to like Washington, Normandy, before downtown. That's the area we worked in Rampart, and they had Diamond Street, Temple Street. You had all those crazy, all the neighborhoods out there, Echo Park. And they were all the crazy riders, easy riders. Play with. Everybody was at war though during that time. It was like no stopping. Everybody was killing each other. Even the smallest gangs, like the Orphans, was getting in shootings with the Rockwood. 18th Street and Rockwood were at war all the time, too. And they're next to each other. CLCS and Rockwood were next to each other. They were killing each other every day. Then you got the other neighborhoods out here. Cliques, MS-13 cliques, 18th Street cliques were all over each other. They were killing each other daily. Cliques, Leeward clique, that clique over here with 18th Street.
Yeah.
They were all cliques out there.
It was like straight urban warfare.
Oh, every day.
It's safe to say, because you can describe something that you actually, in your mind, it's safe to say, you're like a fucking superhero. Yeah, I'm immortal. I run this shit. Like, that's what it. And then
You don't care. You know you could get killed, but you're down for it.
Your
Let's
ego
do
just
this.
takes complete
Your ego,
control.
your
Yeah.
what's
pride.
it like in a man's mind? You can probably describe what's it like in your mind to be like the hunt.
It's a rush because you know you got a lot of tools that work for you, and you know that you're gonna get it done. You're gonna get it done. You know, you don't care who you, because you think in your head, I don't care who he is, even for the inmate, I'm still gonna get him. I'm still gonna break him off. Whatever I'm gonna do, whatever I do to beat. I don't care who he is, and you want to make sure that's established because you're the bigger gangster.
And that's, I mean, we were talking about the word power earlier. Like
Power,
yeah.
and
you
it's
know?
power because power in your head saying, I got so many ways to get this dude because he's dirty anyways. Who's gonna believe him? They're gonna believe me.
He's such an easy target.
He's
yeah.
easy.
Nothing wrong with
because-
robbing a dope man.
And you know what? He's got a rap sheet. He is dirty. He is actively doing stuff. They're not gonna care about him. They're gonna believe him. They're gonna believe me because I'm doing the vigilante police work because I got to clean house. I got to clean the streets, make them safer.
Yeah.
So you grab the three striker, you grab the shot caller who's got a rap sheet, who knows what he's about. He knows what time it is. He knows he's the one that's out there. We know that he knows. So hey, what's up? You gonna work for me or what? You gonna flip?
Damn.
And the majority of the
You
time,
I got 25 to life right here, boy. You gonna work for me or what?
yeah. And you said you're batting 1,000 on
Yeah.
flipping,
Hey.
on turning
For the
informants.
most part, dog, if you didn't roll, I'm gonna get you, make your homeboys think you're my informant. Like one time, a guy from Memphis trying to be hardcore. I go, yeah, I'm gonna show what's up. So I took him in the cop car. In the car, I got him off the car, kept the car. I walked with him down the street with all his homeboys are out. And I would point in the houses. That one right there. I just walked with him down the street, up and down, like he's working for me.
Yeah, that's
I
the
put a
per-
mean old
that's the
jacket
perp
on him.
walk right there.
I made him
That's
look.
the-
I didn't care. I said, "You want to be tough guy? You're gonna either get. I'm gonna deport you to El Salvador because they're whacking you guys when you guys drop off in the airport. So either one of the three you're gonna do. Work for me, get booked, or be sent to El Salvador. I got the INS waiting for me. Back in the '90s, it was at that on point.
But let's talk about the money. Like
Yeah, you done touched some chili.
yeah, like a lot of
Yeah.
money. How did the money how did you generated big sums of money? Like
About like $100 grand, yeah. Some workers.
yeah. So how did the money come into play? How did the build up? Because man, that's a
Yeah, that's stuff. A lot of
Is
dope, a
this
lot of
heroin
weed,
or cocaine?
cocaine. I got kilos of heroin too. I got a lot of weed. So the weed was the easy come, but I was a lot of. It's just too much work because the weed stings and then
Yeah,
it dries
yeah.
up, and I had like a ton of weed. Sometimes I'll leave some of it. I just give some away. Back then it was still going decent price, but if I got the expensive weed, I could sell it for $5 grand a key, $5 grand a pound.
so you were having to sell your own.
I was
dope?
having people move for me,
Okay.
moving dope for me. I had a lot of different people moving dope for me, and I give them a percentage, even neighborhoods, even from different neighborhoods. I ain't snitch on nobody, but they're out. They know who they are.
Yeah.
But they're working for me.
Yeah.
I had a lot of different guys, and they worked for me. And they were getting paid. It was business. I said, "Look, man, this is business." But in my head, I already know that some people could snitch on me, so I still had a list
I
of
know,
people I was
can-
going to end up having. I thought I was gonna have whack people, a lot of
I
people.
can imagine
because
the
of that.
paranoid. And are you doing this during like work hours or is it?
I was off. I had gotten a surgery. While I was still working on the job, I was doing it. And then when I got my surgery, I was still doing it big because I still had keys to the police cars in the academy.
So
so you're using the cars?
The cop cars out from the
do
academy.
you see,
Academy's car,
do
the
you see
lieutenant's
how
car.
he's covering the whole board? Are y'all
Yeah.
paying it? Look, check out how he playing the board. He's smart as mother. Like I see how you. So he got informants, right? I got informants. I got the big dogs. So I'm gonna take all y'all shit. I'm about to tax y'all. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
You wanna go to jail?
I'm gonna pay you some money.
You
too. I'm
wanna
gonna
go
give you
home?
3 keys.
And I'm paying you, so all y'all taken care of. But then I'm finna go set up shop with your workers for them to sell my shit. Then he go sell it to them. So now I got the dudes that's clean selling stuff without even telling. So every dude's dream is what? Have a cop on the payroll.
And I wasn't nobody's
Every-
payroll. I was my own boss. I just
See,
tell
you
you,
see
I'm
how-
my
or
own
Or at least
boss.
a partnership.
See, exactly.
Like in this
Partnership,
case.
that's
Like
how I
the
tell
one-
them.
everybody know the one. Everybody know the dudes that's up in jail that bring
Yeah.
the shit in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody want to have that one cop.
Yeah.
It-
That puts you in a position of
Right.
power.
And I was on the flu side, so I didn't care. From that point, I was like, I'm gonna go hard, and if I get into a shootout, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna go hard.
So when you were dealing like with say like the like a high level shot caller from like whatever neighborhood it is, what do they have to offer if they're the top of the food
They're
chain?
just gonna.
is there
they're gonna-
somebody?
It's money, so they're gonna.
Okay.
I have free stuff. I got all this stuff. You don't got that stuff. I got it. You want some of it, and you could cook it for me, work it for me, and make money out of my
Or-
free stuff.
End your life right
Or
now.
I don't got nothing to tell you. I don't. You're not nothing to me. I don't
Okay.
need you. You're gonna make money with me or nothing. I don't need you.
Yeah.
I got another guy's more here.
I
people
got
everywhere.
this, and this, and you're gonna do what I say, or you're going to ICE, you're going to whatever, you're going
Something,
to prison.
yeah. Or I won't. Or sometimes I wouldn't even trust nobody that I need to be. He needs to be recommended by somebody I trusted that he could work for me or with me, like to sell my stuff.
Right.
And then those people that I trusted sometimes in the neighborhood that didn't tell on me, that didn't get busted, because I didn't snitch on nobody, and they're out and about. But I did lose a lot of my money because everybody that had it took off to Mexico, and just things happened.
How long
Everybody
was this
scatters,
run though?
yeah.
How long was this run? And
That
how
one
much,
was for 2 years.
How much did you accumulate, if you can?
And during that time, I accumulated like 5 million or so.
That
But I
went
lost
through
it
your
all.
hands.
Yeah,
What were you spending on?
I wasn't. I was being smart about storing here. I built my, basically, I remodeled my house. I did a lot of stuff, but I was also low key hiding stuff, buying stuff like in Mexico, like certain things like apartments. But I lost all that, pizzerias, a liquor store, trying to invest it to launder it.
Hey,
But
Is
people
everybody, in the
jack me.
is everybody in the crash unit? Are they flourishing too?
No,
they
none of
got
them.
their own?
None of them are doing things with me. 'Cause I don't trust none of them guys. They're on their own. They're doing their own stuff. They're doing baby stuff. Like some of them putting dope, doing their little arrests. I don't know if any of them doing deeper stuff like I was, but I was just me with people outside my unit.
was there a bigger fish than you out there that you knew? Like, look, I know not to fuck with this cop right here. Like, it was.
No,
You were the top dog.
I mean, because I was the one that was doing everything that everybody else was doing. There was just people talk about it, but I'm sure before me, maybe some guys did it for a moment, got away with it, but then we got busted. I was going all out, and I like that fake, that drug, the adrenaline. I was enjoying it too much.
Yeah.
To
And
get
that's the same thing
That
with-
high.
Was it
I
Rafael
wasn't
Ruiz?
stopping.
Was he out there at that time?
He was doing stuff before me, but he stole 3 kilos from the evidence locker, and he was working crash. And then
Same
he
unit
replaced it
as
with.
you?
He was in the same unit
Or a
crash,
little ahead of you.
but he was in the same time. We were in the same time in the unit. When I got in, he was already in there, but he was already working with his different partner, and his partner wasn't involved with that, but he had people rocking up the coke and selling it in the street. Somebody got busted, and they snitched on him, so they started investigation on him. And when he got arrested, he went to trial. He got a hung jury. From the hung jury, he ended up. We think he's gonna go to trial again and probably win, but he snitched on everybody. He opened that can of worms for crash. It was just crash. It's like, dude, this is your own mess. Take your lump like a man. But he didn't. He exposed everybody. Not to me in my head. I'm saying.
Oh, and hold on, that's coming from a cop, bro.
Yeah.
That's coming from a cop.
Yeah.
Paul, am I good, Elliot? That's coming from a cop. See, even the cop said it.
Yeah.
If you got caught doing something, you got caught for it.
Man up.
Do your time. Don't go run and tell on everybody else.
Take responsibility.
Have you seen
yeah.
the recent study on the salary of informants?
They paid $200,000, $200,000. They get a lot of money.
No, they said the average
a lot of
is
money.
200,000
or more, 200 or more.
200. hold on.
$100,000. Yeah,
Can you break this down? What is provided to a CI?
they get the money. They get the place. They get out. They get a lot
Like an
of-
average street
they-
informant?
Yeah, no, they gotta be confirmed by different. They gotta give a few places first to get certified and
So
get
it has
paid.
to be
Like solid
a
evidence.
reliable source.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can sign them up as reliable informants, and they're gonna get paid. They're gonna get paid money. We had some in the FES. We had some. They're getting paid. Pay good money.
So is it true that once they like how the debriefing process
We're checking pay stubs.
checking pay does. Once they like the debriefing process and they go through that, you're basically told on everybody. Everybody, you have to break down and tell everything that you know, all the stuff, where to go and all this. And in turn, the state or whatever the agency is,
Or the
you
feds.
have to provide them with a new life. Because they have nowhere to go. A lot of
Witness
people
protection program. They're gonna do stuff for you, but say nobody knows you're an informant. You're just still out there. You're not exposed. So you're working and working and working.
So you're an agent.
You're out there. You're an agent. You're
Yeah, like a
working.
field.
You're working people. Nobody knows that you're working. You look like a straight bison. You know the talk. You know the dress, and people trust you because you're also allowed to do certain things to make you look legit.
What? That's a
Yeah.
hell of an extent to go and like you.
Who don't want to be that?
Yeah, I mean,
Man.
I don't
Just
want to be.
we come-
Yeah, but you know what I mean? But in their case, there's some people that would do it.
No, we just come. Yeah, I mean, we come from a circumstance where it's
Well,
hard.
we
to
know
wrap,
that.
Yeah, wrap
Right.
our mind
But
around.
when you
But
got these dudes that
I get. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, they like $200,000.
Yeah.
$200,000.
Yeah, I'm doing it.
Yeah, I'll tell my own mama for 200,000.
$200,000.
I seen it happen
Quick,
even
they'll
without
say
that.
that.
There was people working for me that were telling on the
For a
people
cup of coffee and a
because I
cigarette.
was gonna give them like 2-3 keys, but they didn't care because they got robbed. Like they didn't say they were moving dope for the people in Mexico, and they're moving dope, and somebody robbed them of a bunch of keys. Now they're pissed off because they got to pay the debt. They got to pay this debt. They paid it up the hard way. They lost their houses. Now they're broke and they're pissed off because somebody else robbed them. So they're gonna call me and say, Ruben, this other dude over here has a ton of weed. I'll hit him. I'll make sure it's legit. I said, if it better be legit, or I'm gonna mess you up. So I hit the house, bunch of weed. I'm giving 300 pounds. I'm gonna keep the rest. He's gonna come up free.
So this dude this officer that got arrested.
Oh, Perez.
He was the one that crashed everything.
He exposed Crash for what Crash was involved in. But LAPD has about 18 crash units because there are 18 divisions, and they all have a crash unit.
Okay.
So everybody pretty much knows in the department that Crash operates different, but they only have targeted Rampart Crash. To me, it's like, y'all already know what we're about. Why y'all of a sudden going to talk about it, bring it up, and listen to Perez? Just Perez is a dirtbag. He did what he did. That's on him. It's not. Come on, guys. So then when they started doing all this picking on people, I saw how the department started picking on. To me, I looked at my partner like solid dudes.
The puppy.
Solid dudes.
Whose puppy is this?
That's his puppy.
That's your puppy?
Got a King
Yeah,
Corso
King
in there.
No way.
Yeah,
I
no.
didn't even know there was a dog in here
Yeah.
right now.
He
You know we
probably
keep the
wants to go
puppies in the
outside.
house.
Oh, that's dope.
He wants to go outside probably. Relax, little guy. Keep it down. So,
Welcome to the
Magnolia
show.
and
Like,
so then when he did all that, I got mad because I'm thinking the departments, they're crazy. So then that's why I just turned more rogue. I said, you know what? F everybody. I don't be a cop no more. I don't want them to be putting camera while I'm dealing with the gangsters because they're going to be watching this now. I said, this job is boring for me. I need action. I already been my second shootout, so it was like the adrenaline was in there, and I couldn't just sit still. So then that's when I started doing all this stuff. So I call my friend. I said, hey, hook me with a collection. I knew he had hookups. So I said, hook me up with a job between you and I, because if anybody else knows we're going to have problems. I said, it is between you and I, because it is real. I don't play games. I'm putting my job on the line. If I'm down for this, you better watch my back too. So he gave me my first job. I went and hit this house. Came up on close to $1 million cash and 15 keys of coke.
$1 million cash?
Yeah,
$1 million cash and 15 keys?
Is this like
Yeah.
a gang?
Nah, it was people that was bringing dope in from Mexico, and they were storing it for these people. And we hit the house, boom, and in uniform and everything, and it was free. And I took it. I paid my workers, and I was like, I got addicted. It was hooked.
I can
It was
imagine.
free.
Yeah, like a
And
payday.
I was
that
having
quick?
people moving my coke, but I still had to be careful because anybody could snitch on me. So I had to still watch everybody and everything.
So where is internal affairs and all this? 'Cause everybody's
They're not involved. They're not involved.
don't
Nobody knows
even-
nothing.
They don't
They have
even
no
come.
clue.
They don't. They this.
They didn't know nothing about what I was doing.
You guys are still all the way under the radar.
They're still, they're looking at Perez stuff. They ain't looking at me.
Oh,
And
that might
know
have
they're
helped you out,
It helped
like,
me out
being in that
because
shadow.
I did it right during that time. So I said, they ain't gonna be looking at me. They're gonna be looking at his stuff. I'm doing it right under the noses at this time right now. I said,
Damn.
I was more like I was a risk taker.
Right.
I went and stole the cop cars from the captain's off his captain's car, the lieutenant's car. So I'd be like doing it and saying like, pop, like I'm slapping him in the face. More like revenge. I was mad. I was mad.
They were afraid of you, huh? Because just let some
rumors.
like you pull up, do what you do. Like man, they're like, man, this dude is like
That's what I'm
he's.
saying. They're probably like all familiar with them everywhere.
So I got a question about when a cop just goes rogue. So you can identify.
Yeah, I can identify.
What makes a officer like a person like Christopher Dorner just wig out and just essentially kill his brothers? Because y'all have a brotherhood. Y'all took an oath.
They claim a brotherhood.
Yeah,
I don't believe in that.
You
I
know,
don't think it's
it's-
true.
And
It's a
he, was
facade.
the, he was the officer like 3 years ago that shot.
No, it was probably more than 3
It was
years
a little
ago.
longer, but he shot
Yeah,
a captain's daughter, another
Yeah, it was
cop.
all over the news.
a
I
sheriff.
remember,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was mad. Well, I mean, from this is what I know. I know he wasn't. He was still. When you graduate from the academy, you got a whole year of probation to be evaluated, to see if you're good at tactics, see if you're good at reporting, everything to do with what you learned in the academy, to see if you could put into practice as a rookie cop, fresh out of the academy as a boot. So he was going through that process. he had like a few months into, and they deployed him to, I guess it was Iraq. They deployed him. He comes back, but he still had 6 months or so to go to finish probation. So he still hadn't finished probation. He couldn't say, I'm already operating. I'm ready to call myself a full-fledged cop.
Yeah.
So when he came back, he was working with a female officer, from what I heard, and they got into a situation where he wasn't down to back up his officers. His partner, which was a training officer, he left her hanging on her own, and he got written up for insubordination, some other stuff, which he took it to a board, and he lost the police board. No, it's not hard. It's really not hard to lose a board. You should most of the time try to win it or get some time off. If you're a little guilty, you might get some time off. Getting fired means it must have been bad what he did.
The board is like when you file like a grievance against like a write-up or something.
It's a cop,
Disciplinary hearing.
cop court with your peers, like 2 captains and a civilian
Like
who are going to
115
judge.
hearing.
115 hearing.
They're going to judge you and check out what you did. The disciplinary board that has to do with the police in-house.
Okay.
In-house that could get you fired or get you some days off without pay, or get you exonerated that you're not guilty of the crime. A citizen can make a complaint against you and say, hey, he did this, he did that. Oh, let's look into it. Let's investigate it. And then he's say, hey, they're saying this about you. You're gonna have to take some time off. Hell no, I'm taking it to the trial. I'm taking it to
So he
the
just
board.
got fired.
So he just got fired, meaning he must have been guilty of this situation. So then when he got fired, he went out of control, mad, pissed off. And I mean, I'm sure everything is accumulated from other stuff because he wasn't fully a full-fledged 3, 4, 5, 10-year veteran to say the department burned me. I did so much for the department to do this to me.
He complained about racism. Is racism
In the
evident
academy?
in the LAPD? Is it?
I mean, it was before, from what I heard in the 70s and stuff. I'm sure there's got some people that skate through the cracks that has some racism in them. But I'm looking at all races, not just whites. I know there's blacks, Mexicans. Everybody has some type of racism in it. I've seen it in my own eyes. You see it in prison too.
Like biases and stuff.
You see it. Yeah, you see it. That's my boy. That's my boy. You still segregate. The blacks hang out over here in the department sometimes. I like the units that everybody's involved. Everybody hangs out. Because I wasn't into that stuff. Right. But even in prison, you see it. You see it in prison.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what was your downfall, and what did they charge you with? How did they catch you?
So I'm doing this for a few years already, and I'm on a good one, but I'm also getting tired of the people that work for me.
You 5 million in. So
I'm pissed off, and I'm mad at everybody because I'm thinking these effing guys are coward liars, and they work trying to backstab me. People that I hired and are working for me, so I'm looking at them working behind my back.
In on
and I'm
you,
getting more mad. I'm thinking either I'm gonna whack everybody or something has to happen right here. So
he said he ready to go active shooter
and
at
so,
the workplace.
So 2 weeks before, one of my cousins was working with a friend of his, dealing with some so-called Colombians in San Diego. They were meeting at a yacht, partying, showing him some coke. So my cousin and his friend got all enticed in a romance.
Oh, you went heavy with the Colombians?
No, I didn't get involved with those guys. These guys were trying to get involved with them. They claimed to be Colombian guys, right? They thought they were getting some good hookup because my friend's cousin's brother or cousin did time with a guy in prison for 5 years, and he told me, hey, when I get out, I'm gonna hook you up with my uncle who's Colombian, could hook you up with some coke. I had nothing to do with that stuff. I didn't even know about it until 2 days before they were gonna do the buy, because the one dude met me and said, hey, Ruben, I need to borrow $100,000. I said, for what? I'm dealing with these Colombians. I'm gonna buy 10 kilos of coke from them. They're gonna give it to me real dirt cheap, the best coke. I got some buyers already. I go, keep me away from your bullshit. I don't want nothing to do with your stuff. And I didn't really like the dude. I was thinking about whacking that dude anyways during that time too, because to me he was a dirtbag.
So there was no part of you that wanted to jump in on that deal.
No,
yeah,
but my cousin was involved, and then I heard that my cousin was gonna betray me, and I already had given my cousin a chance.
So it's dog eat dog.
So now I'm mad already.
Yeah, you
So
dog
I'm mad.
eat dog.
So I'm like, this bastard. I just looked out for him, and now he want to backstab me again. I said, you know what? I'm gonna lend you the money, but get your cousin out of it. My cousin out of it. I'll go. I said I'm gonna get you the money, give my money and my interest, and that was it at that time. And then later on, he go, well, why don't you just go meet the guy? I told him that you train people in tactics and you collect debts. I said, nah, I don't want to go. But then because of my cousin and my pride, I said, you know what, F this dude. I'm going to go with you just to meet him, and I'm going to leave. So they were going to buy 10 keys. So I go with them to San Diego to meet the guys. I met the so-called Colombian. I'm leaving. They start a transaction in the parking lot. And it was a DEA sting operation against these dudes.
Damn.
I didn't do nothing about, because I do surveillance, I do everything, but I thought these guys have their stuff, so I'm not going to do nothing. But I dropped my guard at that time, which is good, though, because I got busted at the right time, because I was on a good one.
Is this Clinton era?
Was it? It's 2001.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah, we're bullshit.
Bush.
First.
It was Bush.
First 4 years.
This is on some behold the pale horse type stuff right here. So, war on drugs. You down here by
Reagan.
the border.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reagan is war on drugs. But they're bringing the coke in in the 80s, man.
Ain't no.
Yeah,
So
I
you
can't
clarify.
I
You were
know
in.
that.
You were in law enforcement. You see it.
I see, I know it.
The war on drugs, baloney.
All
shit's-
baloney because the CIA was bringing in the coke anyways, and they were the one that killed the DA guy in Mexico, Kiki Camarena. They killed him. The CIA did it. That's a fact.
And then with the whole crack era.
Yeah, that was all them. That was
Just for
Rick
clarity,
Ross.
because we went through this before with other people.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
they're
there's nobody in the ghetto that lives in these ghetto places, Watts, South Central, that can have a laboratory to formulate what it takes to make pure cocaine.
Right.
It has to be made scientifically or somewhere where they have
They
all
gotta
the
be taught
chemicals.
by
to make.
somebody that got some good stuff.
Yeah.
That's money. Yeah, they gotta be taught by somebody that got good money and good stuff.
You know the shit that exactly.
Yeah.
So that was what was being pumped in,
Yeah, people
and
don't
then the crack
understand
came,
that.
then the bass came.
Yeah.
So yeah,
People live with their head in the sand, though. That's what a lot of people are so naive and ignorant. So they live with their head in the sand.
So today with the fentanyl epidemic,
they all,
is
I mean, of course.
right.
Where did it start? The hospitals have it. They give it to patients.
Yeah, pharma and all that.
So, I get busted, and I'm mad. I'm pissed off. I said,
Did you
I got
try to
set
play
up.
it like I'm an officer?
For the first second, I say, man, you guys are busting my room. You're blowing my cover. I'm undercover right here.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And I thought,
for
it's
sure.
gonna work.
I would
I'm thinking
expect-
it's gonna work.
Baby.
I'm thinking it's gonna work for a minute, but then once I saw the guys that were there, my co-defendants, I said, man, these guys are probably snitching on
Did they
me.
send the
Damn.
feds?
And they were
They sent
snitching
the
on
feds
me.
at you?
They already were telling
It was
on
the
you.
DAs,
Oh,
but the feds got involved because that's
It's
the
the
federal.
DEA.
So DAs already feds, and then the feds got involved because they got a dirty cop. But already the guys with me was from another cousin and 3 other guys, friends of theirs, were already snitching on me the same day. So they already had all kinds of my stuff that I was doing. That had nothing to do with me.
The feds, it's all pictures. They got you just doing everything under the sun. Just
Yeah, they didn't have nothing on me though.
You got hit with a residual. Like they looking
Yeah.
at these dudes and caught
That had
you.
nothing to do with me. Yeah.
Damn. What
But
did
it
you-
was a
how'd you
blessing
feel
in
in that
disguise,
moment?
though. I was fat. I was mad. I was mad, but hard. Like, man, myself, I don't give a fuck. Let's do what you gotta do. Let's go. So I don't need to talk to you guys. And then they put me to a room, and I'm already hearing through the walls a lot of stuff that's being said by these detectives that nobody knows but these guys. So I know they're already snitching.
Damn.
And I'm hearing it, and I'm saying, dude. So in my head, I'm thinking, let me try to get these 2 gets out of here and see if they'll kick them loose. So I told the DA, well, get these dudes out of here. They're innocent. They're going to deal with this. I tried to take the lumps, try to get rid of these 2 dudes. One of my cousins and another guy was working for me who became the biggest rat in the case, Alvin Moon. He became the biggest rat. And I said, they don't know nothing about this, man. They have nothing to do with it. Let them loose. They go, no, let us go search your house. I said, okay, I had nothing in my house.
And then you know how to. He's a cop.
I'm
so
trying to
he
work
know,
on
You know how to
like
beat
I
the
work my
interrogation
people.
system.
Yeah.
He know how to beat the interrogation. So they broke the number 1 rule: shut the fuck up.
And then I shut and I was quiet. I said, dude, I don't need to hear from you. Give me my phone call. I need to talk to my attorney. You guys, I got nothing to tell you guys.
Do
But
they
when
know
I share
all
these-
your info? These 2 kids, do they know your whole
But one of my
operation?
cousin. Yeah, they work for me.
Your family?
My cousin and his friend, and they work for me. They already we hit houses together, so they knew a lot of
Okay,
stuff.
yeah, they know.
They knew, so they already had me. They knew stuff that I didn't want nobody to know about. And
What is it with that officer calls like my? I mean, I just see Law and Order, but like my FOP or something, like when they want representation. Don't you have like a?
Oh, from the department, the union rep.
Yeah.
No, this bigger than that, Jack.
This is big. Yeah, I had to get my own attorney at this time.
Yeah, you're.
this
Yeah,
ain't
you're
a
in the
verbal
front.
reprimand. This
At this point,
clink,
did you
clink.
know like I'm done? Like it's
No,
over.
I didn't know. I just thought I'm gonna take my lumps for whatever they're gonna give me with this 10 keys. Because I'm saying 10 keys, give me my lumps. I don't care.
Ain't no way you walking
And
away
I
from 10
thought,
keys.
and I thought this. They can't prove my other stuff because I'll discredit all these guys in court. In my head, I'm thinking I'm gonna bust all their credibility with whatever they say about my other stuff. They don't have no evidence, no proof, and my other guys ain't gonna snitch. I'm thinking all this, right? So when they process me, they put me in the shoe, and they put these dudes in general population. So when
you're in the county jail?
I'm in the MCC San Diego, the federal building. So when I'm there
What year?
in 2001.
Were the Ariano brothers there at that time?
Yeah, they were already there.
They were
I
there?
was there, and
All
the right hand man was there too. They would take him in the shoe with the lieutenant. I was going to the shower, back in the cell. I was single cell for a while, And then about a couple months into it, I got a cellmate who's from cook for the Hells Angels.
Okay.
And he's the one that preached the gospel to me. So
Is
that's
that
what
right?
happened. He read me the Bible, and in my head, I was already thinking about going out on a shootout when I got out. And I had a lot of people on my list. I was like, man, boom, 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 boom.
What
I
were
was
the
going
charges
down.
that you were?
At that time, I thought it was just 10 kilos of cocaine, conspiracy to possess cocaine to distribute. That's what they had at first. And I had guns on me. I had like 3 guns on me. But I'm a cop. I could have guns all day if I want to.
Yeah.
So they try to use that
your,
against me.
your cop career is over at this point for sure.
At that point, yeah. But I hadn't been sentenced yet, so they couldn't fire me yet.
Right.
They had
Yeah,
to wait
yeah,
till I'm. So I'm still like
You on
legitimate.
bail?
I'm still no. I didn't get to no bail because they thought I was gonna kill these informants because they were already out on bail. Except my cousin. My cousin was not out on bail, but the other guys were out on bail. And in my head, I wasn't saved yet. I was still not a Christian, but I had a lot of thoughts in my head.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could still make things happen from out there, and I still had a lot of juice. But in my head, I was like, I want to do it myself. Man. I want to get the feeling of just messing these dudes up on my own because I want to do my own
Yeah,
work.
avenging. Yeah.
I like that stuff. And I said, this is me.
Boy,
Did
They
they
let
start
me bail.
tacking more charges on as time went?
It was just that at that time, but they want me to flip on the cops for my stuff because my attorney started telling, hey, they want about this stuff. What stuff? I don't know what they're talking
So they're
about.
asking about all the
my
crash
work.
stuff, all the work and
So then
everything.
they came with what, racketeering, extortion.
They wanted to get a RICO on it, but they couldn't get it. But they got me for the conspiracy, and then they started trying to get me on the. They had all these people telling from 4, it became 5, 6, 7, 8 people because they started grabbing more people because these guys gave up names, and they keep coming to me and the feds and my attorney be like, they want to talk about what I'm gonna do. Say I don't know nothing. These guys are a bunch of BSers.
yeah.
I'm just lined in the 9 to all the way to the max, and for 2 years I was lined in the 9. I was already saved. I started reading the Bible, but I was still pissed off. Like, I don't trust nobody. I'm still going to the trial. I'm going to trial.
Yeah.
And I kept it to myself. But then, and 2 years into this thing, I plead guilty. I felt the conviction of God that I was guilty. I said, I'm guilty toward God. I told them I'm gonna plead guilty not because of you guys. All you guys are crooks anyways, and the gangsters and the dope dealers are all criminals too. There's no victims here. I said, I'm plead guilty because I'm guilty towards God, and I pled guilty for 2 years into it. And then they gave me the 15 years on the first indictment, and they sent me on the second indictment, kept me to shoot 5 years in the county jail.
What was the first indictment? Was what?
The 10 kilos and
The
possession of 10 kilos.
And the second indictment?
Was conspiracy to possess cocaine to distribute, abuse of power, undercover authority, violence with guns, and all kinds of stuff.
So they brought
and
in.
you pled guilty?
I pled guilty
And just
by
like
faith.
By ask for mercy.
so
like-
that's-
No, I just pled guilty by faith, but the judge didn't like me. But the crazy part about it, I had 20 people telling on me. So I told my attorney, I'm gonna plead guilty. And then he said, well, I said, I'll tell on myself. I said, even though you got 20 people telling on me, I'm gonna tell on me, but I'm not gonna tell on nobody else. I'm gonna put the puzzle together for you guys. Since you guys have all these snitches, liars, I said, because they made stuff up anyways, but I'm gonna tell on me. And I did. And they told me, okay, I'm gonna tell you the house I hit. I hit that house. So he started taking me out. I'm telling on me then. Let me do what I gotta do for me then. And I told myself. So when they were sentencing me, they want to give me 28 years on they were gonna give me 28 years. They told me, and I told my attorney why? Because they want to get you on a murder. So I had nothing to do with it. I go, you gotta defend me because I have nothing to do with this. So I prayed and fasted for 3 days. I went to trial. Went to sentencing on Monday, and the judge was talking crazy. The prosecutor and the FBI stood up and defended me. Not my attorney who I paid all this money to. Because they say, man, the guy pled guilty. The guy pled guilty, took responsibility, and he manned up.
Did you get any support
I got
from
18 years.
the police department?
Nah, man.
When he said
Nobody showed up?
everybody, nah,
You want to know some?
bastards.
Yeah.
Liars. You know what? To me, that's why I say no brotherhood. Because when you have a brother that got struggles, go through stuff, and yeah, he did what he did. So what? You don't know what he's going through. You still gotta look out, see what he's doing, how he's going.
So you
They're a
got
bunch
left
of
alone
cowards.
then?
Yeah, I was on my own.
The crazy
But,
part about
me
it
and God.
Yeah.
A stick out thing that he said that stood out to me. He said,
My question is,
yeah, because it's gonna come back to me.
like you became convicted through faith and all that.
There it is.
Yeah.
Now that you like reflect back on your life, I did time in prison for a 2nd-degree murder, and I reflect back like on all the destruction that I've done. Like there's a sense of remorse, despite the fact. Like I remember my district attorney in my trial at one point, he said, the people, when a crime happens in hell, you can't expect angels for witnesses.
Right.
And what he meant was like, these are gang members and drug addicts and people that are testifying, but nonetheless, they're people that got on the
Still
wrong
human
path. Like,
being, yeah.
do you feel any sense of like, is there remorse? Do you feel like you owe back? Like, I feel like I got to come back and give back for me personally in the community. How do you feel like in that
No,
area?
I don't feel nothing like that. I feel that I was guilty towards God, but at the same time, because in my state of mind back then, I was in that numbness. I didn't care about nothing or no one anymore.
Yeah.
And truthfully, I actually liked what I was doing back then. I had a rush. It was fun. So I always tell people, you know what? I humble myself to God because I have that conviction of me being guilty towards God, and everything I've done is I see the wrong I did. I see all the wrong I did.
You surrender to a higher power.
Yeah, I
That's what you're
did,
saying. You like,
100%.
man, you like if it wasn't for you finding God,
I wouldn't have
there's no
changed.
restraint.
I wouldn't have stopped.
There wouldn't have no restraint.
I would have been in prison still wild and crazy, and I would have if they would have given me life in there, it would have been go rough or kill myself. I don't care.
And what was your sentence?
They gave me 18 years. My co-defendant got 102 years for going to trial.
Is he?
William Ferguson, he got 102 years and he dropped it to 87 years because he went to trial my case.
So he's in there right now.
He's in there right now in a federal in a USP
When you said earlier that it was you're like is
penitentiary. In
Supermax?
Supermax.
The Colorado one?
No, he's in Florence. I forget the name of the place, but he was a solid soldier, man. He was a Marine. He was a good, to me he was a solid cop, but then he went through a lot of stuff with the department, and no excuses, but he took that pathway. He worked for me, and he went to trial. But we were guilty.
Yeah.
I was guilty, he was guilty.
And when you said earlier, I finally remembered it. It was when they were talking about when you were talking about that you're like, man, you're all crooked.
Yeah.
So remember I was in the shoe one time, and because I got set up by some cops.
Right.
Right now, it's a cop sitting at home, retired for the rest of his life. That's only been working. He was only working for 7 months because he fabricated paperwork.
Wow.
And I was looking at 50-some years after doing 17 years.
Wow.
You know, just imagine getting ready to go home after the 18th year.
Yeah,
And they're like,
some
some jackass who wants a free
Yeah,
ride in
yeah.
life. And
I could see how that could piss anybody off. Anybody, big time.
and I'm sitting and I asked the cop, I said, you know, according to, because you saying if you're gonna be a cop, be thorough.
Yeah.
If we all gonna be thorough, be thorough. And I asked him, I said, if a cop lies on paperwork and his coworker know he lies and follows through with that paperwork, all the way up to the channels of the captain and the warden, all y'all just as guilty as me.
They're guilty. They're all guilty. I agree.
So don't try to play like you clean when you know damn well you done been involved in this. And what is that? They know it's a felony because it's an operation manual.
I believe this is what I believe now because I see things different. I believe that every human being is accountable to a higher power, to God. And if you think that whatever you're doing is not going to be overlooked and it's not going to come back and bite you in the ass, you're wrong. It's going to bite you somewhere. It's going to come get you no matter where you are because you're not untouchable. Any rank, any position, you're not untouchable. And I believe that those guys are doing that stuff. I know they ain't got no peace, but eventually they're going to have to give account. And that's why I believe in the power of repentance, man. If you do change your ways and stop doing crazy stuff and do the right thing, yeah, things are going to get better for you. I don't care. That's what the department's all jacked up right now. People think, I mean, they're human beings working in the field. Yeah, I understand. But a lot of them still live and walk with that hurt, the anger, the bitterness. They ain't done anything about themselves. So they're blaming society. They're blaming the people, the community. There's no built trust because an individual changes in the department, he can make a difference for the community. One cop changing, doing something right for the community, it can benefit everybody.
It does.
Because they're still walking in fear.
Yeah.
They don't respect. They still mess up because they're all scared. Because a lot of them are scared. They don't even know how to deal with people. I had to go to prison to learn a lot of stuff because I grew up in the neighborhood. And I knew people. I knew gangsters. I knew my cousins are hardcore gangsters. My aunt lost three sons to gang violence from 41st Street. They were neighborhoods. I have cousins from neighborhoods everywhere, uncles who've been killed in wars, in gang wars. They're dope dealers, gangsters in my family. I understood and know that stuff, but I knew I didn't want to be part of it. But at the same time, I believe that there's a lot of people that, don't understand the guy that's walking in those shoes. A cop does not understand another guy that's walking in those shoes. So, but another guy in his shoes that don't understand a cop either. So there's a lot of ignorance behind it too.
Yeah,
that's it.
But I had to go to prison to learn it deeper. I went to prison to learn it deeper.
Was that like? What was that like?
What is prison like for a cop?
In the beginning, for me, I was already in my mindset to go kill the first person that bothered me, and then whatever happened for them, I'm gonna go to the shoe, and I was gonna just.
Cause you guys going like celebrity yards and stuff like?
No,
you
not
don't go with like the Ramirez brothers and all that. Or you
not the feds put you in
the feds?
GP.
There's
and I
no,
want to go to GP. I said I'm going to go to GP, and I'm gonna talk to the shot caller. I thought I mean I knew in my head that I know how to talk to individuals, but at the same time I know how to do violence too. And I'm thinking if I kill the shot caller, put him in the shoe, I don't care. I'm on a major
You on a
suicide
suicide
mission.
mission, yeah.
I am on a
Like-
suicide mission. I'm not afraid to do
And
that
then
and
when
go
you
for
got
it.
there, you found
Hey,
out
what
you
put
can't
you
get
in-
to the shot caller like that.
Yeah, like what put you in like?
'Cause
I
I
mean,
think everybody's
I've been in
untouchable.
dark places mentally. Like that seems like a. I mean,
Bro, it's
If you're a shot
alright,
caller
how
from
did
the
you get
cartel,
there?
from everywhere, if you're the chief of police, I said, you're still touchable. If you don't respect me, I'm going to hit you. I'm going to kill you. I thought like that.
'Cause I've
get you.
been studying this, right? I've
I'ma get
really
you.
like been sitting there watching stuff, and so
You're not
the
afraid to die.
gang life is this. So you get into the gang life. Gang life is already a negative thing.
Yeah.
Gang life was already negative, but just like when you went to court, when they brought up the charges on you, they brought up the accountability. Your accountability is held higher than the average
Because you're a
person.
cop.
You're supposed to be the perfect specimen of what
Sworn oath.
society is.
Yeah, sworn oath.
So
Yeah.
you kind of can relate like how, because every gang member's been betrayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you get to but to be a cop and held to this status, you're the
Yeah.
picture of perfection, the protector of this, everything around here, the
Yeah,
land.
yeah.
But for that to be betrayed and thrown at you, good turned against you. Yeah, that's
So now
like
I'm
a pastor going
But now I'm in
crazy.
prison and I'm thinking like this. This is all I'm gonna do what I gotta do in here. And in my head, I already know that I knew people, but at the same time, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. Take care of me in there.
But what are the type of individuals that are around? Like describe the type
Well,
of
when
people like the who's
when I left the
who's.
shoe, I went to the general population. You had the people from Florencia, Logan, because I was in San Diego. You had a lot of neighborhoods in the shoe, right? I mean, in the general population. You had paisas. You didn't have a lot of border brothers back then because they were like already they were checked in. But you had a lot of paisas. You had the sureños. You had just the blacks, the whites in that little area in San Diego. So I show up out of the shoe for 3 months. I'm already reading the Bible. I'm thinking, man, I'm gonna serve God. I don't care. I'm gonna tell these dudes, hey, I'm right here. This is what I'm here for. So I got hit up the second day by the sureños from Florencia. And the crazy part is he's telling me, hey man, you're a cop, you got to check in. I go, for what? I'm a criminal.
He came to your door.
He came to when I was watching like TV in the TV room. He hit me with his 2 torpedoes. He said, hey man, you got to check in. You're a dirty cop or you're a cop. Well, I'm not a dirty cop. I'm a criminal, man, like you guys. I said, what's the paperwork? And I said, I'm not going to the shoe by myself. We got to go into that cell. All 4 of us, that's what we got to do, but I'm not going by myself. I lost my moment of peace at that time because I was trying to be good with God, right?
That's
I
when
said,
the
we just
test
got to
came.
go.
Yeah.
Let's do it. But then the shot caller, his boss is my homeboy, my friend. So I said, hey, you know Chief from Florencia? Well, that's my homeboy. I said, call him up and ask him about me. And I think it all got time, perfect timing to me because I was already saved reading the Bible and I was trusting God. I said, look, I don't trust you yet. I'm learning to, but I'm still gonna do what I gotta do to make it here. I'm trying not to be violent, but if I gotta be violent, I'm gonna be violent. But I want to trust that you're gonna have my back. There was a scripture in the Bible that I stand on. It says, God will put my enemies at peace with me. So I said, I'm gonna trust that promise that you're gonna put my enemies at peace with me, because to them I'm their enemy. But I'm in here now, and because you got a hold of me, not because I say I'm scared, because I need to get out of prison now, because this is real. This is real, and God knows I'm not using you. I'm not using you to get me out of prison. I do want to get right with you. So when that happened, that guy called a chief, and they left me alone. As a matter of fact, that dude right now, he's my friend right now. We still talk.
Wow.
It's a trip because he got a hold of me not too long ago, and we started rapping again. And man, dude, because I became solid with him, and then we started I started doing jujitsu Tuesday. I was just
Jiu-Jitsu Tuesday.
Is that right?
Yeah, a lot of these dudes, I was choking them out. They could tell you I was busting them all up, and they liked the stuff, but they never. I was doing jujitsu for 5 years before I got to prison with the Gracies. I was at school with the Gracies back in the 96, 97, 98, 99. I had my own school, so I taught boxing, kickboxing to the Gracies. The black belt come from Brazil, and I was learning jujitsu from them. So I was meshing everything in the 90s already. But then I got shoulder surgery because I was just into it too much and didn't stop. I wouldn't taps, and so when I'm in prison, I'm fresh, man. I'm fresh. I know all this crazy, and I know weapons. I want to do that. Some frustration. They'll ask me questions. Hey, what would you do in the mop room if you were the big old terron? And I was like, what do you mean? Show me. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
When he said terron, he's a sureño, duking out with a black guy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, showed me, man. He put in the
They
small
had to
cell.
pay. They do the paid fights in there where they like set up fights.
Not there, not yet, not there.
Oh, you
But-
was finna get there though.
Yeah, but the guy grabbed me. He tall, so he grabs me, picks me up, and tries to bite my chest. So I lock his neck like this tight to cramp his neck, so he won't bite me. And I grind my foot on his shin, and I do an armbar in the air. Wow, about to bust the elbow, and he taps. So that's what I'll do to that dude. Break his arm. And then that freaked him out because this guy was big and he never experienced something like that.
Is this like?
So it became more like
It's
asking
just
more
very-
questions.
He's on the yard. This
Ask
on
more
the yard
questions.
doing demonstrations. to people.
Yeah, I choked out a lot of dudes and tapped out some dudes sometimes because they just challenging me. And I said, man, I don't play. You don't know my head. I don't play. I like to hurt people, man. I'm trained to hurt people. So the one dude was trying to challenge me because he was arrested from Mexico. So I just ended up messing up in front of like 40 inmates. And I had him on the ground, neck cranking him, suffocating, choking him so he could not breathe and stop breathing for a while. And my 3 guys pulled me off him. I already been Christian for like 2 years, but I lost control because the evil came in. I still had evil inside.
Where was this at? Did you do your time?
MCC San Diego.
All of this, you did all your time there?
2 years in MCC San Diego. Then I got moved to San Bernardino County Jail, shoot for 5 years. And then Arizona, 2 years. Herlong, 2 years. Mendota, 2 years. Texas, Oklahoma, Texas, Colorado, and I forget what little jails. Graham County Jail, and then home. 16
Colorado
years.
is that's dangerous.
The ADX yard, but I was already in the camp. I had dropped points. I went to the camp.
The Colorado ADX?
ADX camp, the camp though. It has like 4 yards. It has the ADX underground. It has a penitentiary and it has a medium, and then it has a camp.
Does the camp serve the underground? The
Yeah,
ADX?
they do. They
Did
cook-
you have contact with them?
They
at all?
won't let me because I had guns in my case. I had violence in my case. So they wouldn't let me go. And I didn't want to go because I already been locked down too long. I was like, I don't want to go down there. Forget that.
That's for like the Unabomber. Like,
Yeah, that's what all there.
Yeah, yeah.
They'll cook for them. They had a lot of war stories about those dudes down there. So a lot of dudes were just losing the marbles down there.
I mean, I can imagine.
They'll do
You
some
is it damn near what a mile
Pepper
underground?
spray. They'll get piss in the thing, chili, grind it, and hold it for long, and boom, throw in the seal. It becomes pepper spray.
Yeah, yeah.
They do some crazy things, mess
gas
people up.
in them.
That
Gas.
sound like the shoe.
Yeah, but they had more like total isolation from just they were deep down
Yeah,
there.
it's bad.
It was different from just the shoe because I've been in the shoes in different areas and I mean you get used to that. It's more like chill. I chilled in the shoe because I prayed, I studied, relaxed. Breakfast in bed. I said, man, bring my breakfast in bed. You piss up the COs, because I was like, man, you gotta serve me
Yeah,
right
see,
here.
How did they react towards you, knowing your
They
background?
wouldn't bother me. They knew I was out of control. Don't bother me. Leave me
And
alone. Even the yards, they showed up. I had a red flag on my case because of my violence. Because I was a tactical instructor for the department's tax and self defense. So they know I know a lot of that stuff. And some say like, leave me alone, man. I'm writing my Bible, mind my own business.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to go anywhere. I want to stay where I'm at and right with God.
And that is the coldest thing in the world.
Walking with a smile.
We get that, but when an officer knows that one of their officers is just gone to the other side, like they get mad. Like you ever seen an officer get walked off the yard after getting booked?
Oh, that gotta be bad.
For bringing shit in.
Yeah.
All the officers be mad. Like they done turned one of ours.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers, they hate it. They like, you got one of ours. Like, what did they tell you to get you to be on their team? And it's a weird game that they play. Like,
Yeah, they got I was in the shoe in San Bernardino County with Turtle and his torpedo from the Nazi lowrider. They had stabbed a dude that forced the guy to give him a blowjob in jail, like a chomo dude in there, and they cut him. Well, they were both the two dudes that the shot caller ordered the hit was there, and the one that did the hit was there too because they were trying to testify against them. But they were being used to testify on the CO that opened the door for them. They were being used to tell on the CO, be the CO that was opening the door for them, because they ended up wanting to get out of jail.
So the CO did them, how you say, a pato?
Yeah.
CO did them a pato
Yeah.
and was like, I'm gonna let y'all handle y'all business. Go in there and do your thing.
Yeah, open the door for
They
them.
get booked for it. And they like, look, I'm gonna give up the
CO.
But then you gotta understand how high that value is of that cop.
Yeah, he's a big number. He's gonna get them guys some time dropped on the case.
That's
and
like-
Turtle was looking at life already. He already been in prison all his life. The other shot caller, the torpedo, I don't know how much time he's looking at, but I think at that point in time, whatever caused him to turn, I mean, they basically lost whatever they signed up for too at that moment.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
when you have a guy that signed up for this, lifelong commitment of gangbanging or prison gangster, you sign up for that lifetime commitment. When you decide you want to break away from that, I don't know what's going on in your head, but that was my bad for trusting you, because that's how it works in the system, in the departments too. We trust the wrong people, because I'm thinking you're solid like me. I'm probably the only solid one, and everybody's a bunch of coward snitches. And so why did I even sign up with these guys? I should just did me, because that's what happens to a lot of people. In the cases as gangsters, I had gangsters flipping on each other left and right when I was a gang cop. So to me, it's like there's no loyalty, man.
Have you ever had to testify in court against a gang member?
Yeah, I did. When I had my informant from 18th Street make a phone call for me, order up some more dope. I booked this dude, so I had to cover for my informant. I told my informant, I'm gonna cover up for you, but stay out of the area because I don't know nothing happened to you, and make sure you don't hide from me. Yeah. The dude don't listen. He gets shot up 8 times. He rolled in his bike in the neighborhood, and they shoot him up 8 times. And it was his own homeboys, because they figured out that it was him that told. But eventually, I had to go testify on the dudes to make it like he wasn't my informant. I got a good buzz because I'm a good cop. Just got a good lucky buzz. I ran into it.
Is it true when they say that the cops' ultimate thing at the end of the day, the number one rule is protect the snitch?
Not everybody has snitches, but when you have a snitch, you want to protect your snitch. Yeah, because he's putting in the work for you. He's getting you some good stuff.
That's for the
he's getting you good rest.
It's like
guns, dope.
For some reason in my head,
he's getting all that for you.
They sound like prostitutes, and the cop is the pimp.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll pull up on you, man, get out there and get on that blade and bring me back that.
But the dude might be able to work too, but like a hooker's working a booty, right? But the dude is probably still able to work the streets and double dip.
Wow.
And if you protect him like that, who don't want that? He's double dipping. Like me, my guy's working for me from the different areas. I give him the dope, go move it, but I'm gonna give you free dope for you. And he's gonna give me work to put down another guy over there. Hey, that guy has a ton of weed, or he got 500 pounds of weed. Hit him. I'm gonna hit him. Give you a couple pounds for you. Thank you for your service, and I'm gonna keep the rest for me. Free money for both of us. We don't care about what happens to that guy. That's his problem. He got to pay that debt to somebody. Whoever he owes it to, that's not my problem. That's his problem. That's the game. I said, you're in this. You signed up for this stuff. This guy got robbed one day, so now he's pissed off. He got robbed of all his dope one day. He had to pay his debt to the cartels. He's pissed off. So he's like, man, I don't care no more. F everybody. So, hey, Ruben, what's up? Hook me up. Give me that call. Boom,
just that fast. It's
like that.
It's
and they
just
backstab each other. So people think, oh, my homeboy's solid. Stop believing that lie.
Yeah, at the end of the day.
At the end of the day, you're on your own. And if your homeboys do a drive-by and they book you and you weren't involved, you weren't there, but your neighborhood, now you're guilty, you're going to do the time. They're not going to say, oh, no, it was me. Let them out of prison. They're not going to do it for you. They're going to let you stay in prison even though you didn't do the shooting. I seen it happen. I was in prison.
Man, we just won.
Innocent people, man.
I
know
what
guys
about
that are
your
innocent.
cases? After you were convicted, did they double back on those cases at all?
Nobody.
Man,
Everybody that got, honestly, they were guilty, but I just did it in a way that, like, for example, I'm not justifying nothing, but let's just say my informants are citizens and apartment managers who I don't want them to get killed. And they're watching, observing for me. They give me everything, and I already know the ins and outs of the operation.
They're department managers?
Apartment managers from apartments.
Like
regular citizens who are very fearful, but they could trust me. They know I'm going to take care of business for them. They're going to say, look, this is what's going on over here. This is what's happening. And then I do a surveillance myself, and I see it from my own eyes. I say, yeah, it's true. And now I'll go grab the dude, put the dope on him that he has right there, because it's still his dope. But I'm going to say I found it in his pocket after I did surveillance on him. But I'm not going to bring my informant at all, because I'm gonna protect them, because they're so I'm still gonna book and clean house. I did a surveillance for 30 minutes. I saw the operation myself, and I just
without
book
having
everybody.
to say, hey, I found the dope here.
Yeah.
This is my witness. Like building the case.
Or I'm working
it's
a
easy,
unit like
point.
training day, and I'm undercover like that, because that's like that movie training day. I was in that unit, and I'm working, and all of a sudden I'm supposed to go buy dope on the block where the MS-13s are selling the dope, but they're gonna recognize me because I'm a gang cop in that same area. I'm not a formal surveillance them for a while. And then I'm going to tell my black and whites, hey, hit these dudes on the corner right now, the 6 of them. I got them all. I bought dope off all of them. And I didn't buy dope. I just saw them selling dope every day to a bunch of dudes for a whole hour.
Wow.
So I fabricate. And they don't know, because I got dope. They got dope. They don't know they sold to me, because they saw to so many people in the corner. I'm on the roof watching them. So I get a radio call, book all the way to the whole apartment.
In the back of the car, like, damn.
I did sell to that dude.
Man.
So I show up.
Damn, what the substations?
Yeah,
Like how he said he has people that own apartment buildings?
Yeah.
Remember we was just at the store and I was like, man, I wonder what we sitting outside. I'm like, man, where is these police at? We see the car, but we don't see no police.
Oh yeah, we saw that earlier.
Like,
yeah.
I told him, like, man, you got certain liquor stores where the police go chill in the back. It's a substation.
Or even apartment, man. They'll let me in the apartment. I'm just chilling with them through the windows, watching the operations through their apartments. I'll sneak in and I put on a penalty, sneak in, they open the door for me. And I, even if I was in uniform or not or undercover, they'll sneak me in. They'll give me keys to the vacant apartments. They were looking out.
Hey, so going back to prison, like, what do you think's your biggest lesson or takeaway, or like as far as who you are today?
So the truth about it is, thank God, I needed prison, man. I was not gonna stop. I needed to go to prison because either that, I was gonna go on a shootout. I was gonna kill a lot of people until they kill me. And who knows? Maybe I'll get a shot for not be able to pull the trigger. I don't know. Only God knows. But I got arrested on time. So I was on a good one. I needed to go to prison so then I could have time to chill and let God get a hold of me because I wasn't gonna stop. And nothing was gonna stop me, not prison, not people, because I was like in a place where death was not matter to me. It didn't matter about getting killed. It didn't matter who I killed. It didn't matter who you were. If I killed you, I killed you. If you were the biggest guy in the world, I was still. If I want to get you, I'm gonna get you into it because I'm on a suicide mission. That means I don't care if I die.
Man.
I don't care if I die. But if I want to take many people with me, why not take the big fish? In my head, I was thinking like that. In the car, some of the guys would tell me, hey, Güero, you have a good, the way you dress, the way you look, we could send you to Mexico and give you money, this and that. You could hit people out there, big dudes, and take them out. And you get big money for that because the way you operate,
They're still
you're
trying to recruit you.
Back then.
Oh, is that back?
In prison too, when I was doing, in certain prison, some of the dude would hit me up because I'm done with that stuff.
Isn't that how a lot of the Zephas, isn't that how a lot of them were recruited? Because they were cops.
Some of them were.
Cops.
Some of them were different stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm in the head that I'm a boss, so I'm nothing. Because I kill the boss better, so I could be the boss. In my head, I think like that.
Damn,
before.
he just.
And then when I
That's
went
amazing.
to prison,
Yeah.
and then I started reading the Bible, and I started thinking, "True, man, God is big. He's real. I'm gonna tap out right here because I'd rather be right with Him. Who cares about the individual? I'm not afraid of nobody else. I'm a God-fearing man. When I got an encounter from God, I felt the power of God, and from that moment on, I said, I want to serve you. I'll serve you right here. But show me who you really are. Show me the real you, the real God of the Bible, and I'm going to serve you. And I started experiencing a lot of stuff that I never thought in my life existed. When I got on the yards, I started experiencing miracles too. I started seeing some powerful things happen in my life. Every yard I hit, I was able to establish myself, do Bible studies. I mean, a lot of stuff in every prison I hit. I started building up my own little Bible studies. Every prison, as an ex-cop, 'cause I was straight up with the shot callers. I'll tell you, I'm an ex-cop, and this is why I'm here. But I'm here to do my thing, my time, my program. I'm a Christian now, and not because I'm hiding behind the Bible, man. I'm real. And
Oh,
for what-
we've seen some dudes.
a lot of people hide behind the Bible, and I know
So
that.
every yard you went to, you did your
I had
check-in.
to
Hey,
do that.
this is who I am. This
with
is
the
my
bicep
background.
shot collar,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
after
yeah.
that, I told the Sureños too because I was in some yards that the Sureños wanted me to play softball on the team, but they knew who I was. There was a Sureño team in one yard. They wanted me to pitch for them because I said I play softball every day out there to kill time. And come on, Güero, pitch for it. I go, no, I got a team already. But that, to me, in my head, I was laughing. I said, man, I'm an ex-rampart crash, dude. And I'm going to be playing softball with a Sureño team. That's going to get them in trouble. In my head, that's what I was thinking. I said, man, they're going to get them in trouble. They're not probably carrying that time, but they might want to use it as a boast, too, in their head, right? But I said, I'm not going to do that to them. I wouldn't play in their team.
So you put up your respectful boundaries.
Yeah, I did.
Certain things that you just will have to sacrifice, you're just not going to do for the betterment.
Yeah,
of
but there was
yourself.
times I want to hurt somebody in it too, and it could
sure.
it was Sureño or somebody else, and I had to pray a lot because in me I wanted to do some bad stuff to somebody in there that would trigger me, and I'm like,
Why, taking like shots at you?
no, probably talking behind my back about my past or what I did. I said,
Okay.
so mind your own business. I don't like people in my business. I know what I did, but be in your own business. Cause I'm a grown ass man. I don't like all that stuff. So I'm losing control and I'm getting pissed. I said, who's this guy think he is talking about me? I'm already going to my gangster mentality. Like, who does this guy think he is? I'm gonna go get him. And in my head, I'm saying, okay, help me out, because I'm thinking about hurting this dude. Because he could talk behind my back, and now I gotta watch my back or start getting ready to do something to somebody because of this big dummy or lying stuff, So I struggle with that in there still. And then the shot caller from the bicycle would talk to me, say, don't sweat it, we got your back, we'll take care of this dude or whatever. And I didn't want it to happen, but at the same time, I want to do something.
Yeah.
Because I was struggling in my own,
don't
in my own
DP him, I'll do it for you.
I don't need help. And
Clobber
I'm
him a little
like,
bit.
yeah, and I'm like, man, look, man, That to me, people need to mind their own business. I'm my own man. I did what I did
But
for
you
me.
eventually figured out that prison.
I figured out prison how it
Everybody's in
really
everybody's business.
is. Yeah, and I figured that out.
Everybody
I sure
nosy
did.
as
There's always
hell.
somebody
And-
watching.
and-
You be talking to your neighbor. Somebody gonna be in that vent listening to your ass.
Everybody,
Yeah.
you figure that out,
Yeah.
and you realize that man, this is worse than the comadres in the street. And everybody's bored. Everybody's just trying to run up. They want to be whatever they want to be, even if they ain't nothing. They want to make stuff up.
What was your day-to-day like in prison? Like, how did you do your time?
Well, the shoe was, you know how the shoe
Yeah,
program
yeah.
is. That was one thing, but the yard, I got to get my exercise in, my prayer, my reading, and then do my exercise. Go play sports. If I played either handball, softball, basketball, workout, get a little crew of guys to I could work out with, and do my Bible studies and you know.
Where did the dogs
cook
come
food.
in?
That was in Florence, Colorado. The prison over there. They brought like 14 dogs into the prison.
When you were there?
Yeah, when I was there, so
Oh, damn.
they were assigned to people. I didn't want a primary dog, but one of my buddies who was an ex-cop from Texas, he was a canine unit in Texas, so he got a dog assigned to him, and I became we became real good buddies. So we would train the dog team. I started learning how to train dogs. I like that because they become real solid and loyal.
What was the
Especially-
name of the program in there?
I don't remember the program.
That's
I forgot.
how I met him in prison.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It was a good program.
Through a
though.
dog training program.
And then the program, they take the dogs for service afterwards.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then we got to do the
To make
obedience
you feel
stuff.
human again, huh?
Yeah, it felt good.
Yeah.
But I also say, well, I don't want really a dog because I'm gonna get attached. I'm gonna want to keep it. In my head, I'm thinking, Mom, I want to keep this.
But it
Take it
also,
home.
when you become a trainer, that's one of the abilities that a lot of people don't have when they become,
Yeah.
outside of the training is that you have the ability to let go
Yeah, all that.
for the betterment. So you,
You learn how to not get attached to a lot of stuff too. Come here. You can see the little guy. Come here, little guy.
How long you had this guy?
I put about a few days on it. It's bottom.
Hey, look at him.
Go outside and play. So basically, I learned a long time ago in prison to detach myself from everything, from the streets, from the world, and from stuff in there, so they can't control me. So the system can't get me when you can't use the phone anymore. So what? I'll write letters. Oh, you can't. So what? I'm doing my time anyway. My time's still counting. You can't get your little radio. Okay, I don't care. Or you can. So what? You don't scare. You're not gonna phase me. You're not gonna bring me. This is temporary for me. I looked at it as temporary. I'm doing my time. Eventually, I'm gonna go home. So don't get attached to stuff in there or out
Yeah.
here. Like your family is doing parties, that's them. You're in here, do your time. And you learn that stuff. You have to. Or else everything will be messing with you. So
sure.
I was still solid in one way, but trying to be nice the godly way. You know, like
Yeah.
I didn't want to be tough anymore, the wrong way, where everything's violence, but I want to be tough in a solid way where I don't call my family, oh, please do this. I stepped in. Everything's good. Because I
You
want
get
to
any visits and stuff like that?
I get visits. I didn't want to burden my family because it was
Yeah,
me.
yeah,
I
yeah.
did my time. I did my crime. I said, this is what I did to myself. So I don't make you guys feel guilty. You guys owe me something.
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody, because to me, it's like, hey, this is what I did to myself. I'm a grown-ass man. Take my lumps. This is what I did. So this is what I got to do. But, a lot of people are different. You guys know how it is in there. Everybody's different.
Right, it's
you see a lot of, but I used to talk to a lot of dudes in there and give classes and tell them, man, if you don't want to be a victim of the cops or get your act right, man. Don't blame nobody. It's your fault you're in here. They didn't give a snitch on you. You did it yourself for trusting the snitch or trusting your homeboy, whatever the case may be.
So in this day and age with the cops, they've been shooting a lot of people. Are you saying
crazy.
so? You even as a cop are saying that this is like it's wild, like for anything? Do they need more training? Do they need more exposure?
They need more training on dealing with people because not everybody's a threat. But there's people that are a threat that you have to deal with. Sometimes you gotta escalate to that level. But I think a lot of times things could be resolved different. But it's individual human being in the uniform. A lot of them need different type of training. They don't have the people skills either. They don't. And I think a lot of it has to do with fear.
And with your experience, what do you feel that the department needs to do as far as mental health?
They gotta stop ignoring it, pretend it doesn't exist. Every cop starts pretty fresh, but they come home they come to the department with their own upbringing issue. We don't know what they really have before they became cops, but it builds up more when you start seeing the crimes, the murders. It starts numbing you, or some traumas that you see might make you hateful, scared. Different traumas could affect you different ways, but they learn how to self-medicate. So the cops ain't getting help. And they don't want to talk about it because if they do, they're going to probably be taking their guns away from them. Their job is online, so they don't want to lose their job. So they're not going to talk about it, even if they have all those issues going on inside them.
And that's what you
fact.
say you advocate for, right?
That's what I advocate for, because I believe that the cops they need help, but they're not going to talk about it because they don't want to lose their job. They really don't want to lose their job. So even if they all have trauma, let's just say 80% of the cops are walking on with some type of unresolved issue from a child death they saw, or a shooting, or anything. They just say that's true. Not one is going to talk about it. Maybe 1 out of 100 is going to talk. One of their friends, oh man, I'm struggling with it. But they don't talk about it. So they don't want to talk about it. The stigma's one, the fear of losing your job, the fear of being labeled, and the fear of being a liability. Those are all real.
How
So
was
they're
it
not gonna
for
talk
you
about it.
getting out? How was it for you able to, like, what type of jobs did you try to get? How was that? Like with that record, you know,
Getting
it's
out
like nobody
was
would wanna,
for me was crazy, because technology was evolved big time.
Yeah.
But also I had new identity. I had this new identity of I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a violent guy. I'm not this guy no more. I'm a Christian. I'm representing God now. How do I represent God without being fake or without overdoing it? Because I don't want to push that on nobody. I just want to be me, so I could not go backwards. I want to stay out. I want to stay out of prison. So now I want to I thought I was going to go out and build a ministry right away, like the cop ministry. And
That was your goal coming out?
Yeah, and
Within the force?
well, within the force, I thought I'm gonna go back to them and talk to them about PTSD or mental health, but also build a program for people that are getting out of prison. And because I saw the halfway house, they jack you up more. They want you to go back. The halfway house.
Yeah.
So then the other one was I want
said
to
you
build
saw the
a
halfway
prevention
house.
intervention program for gang stuff for kids.
Did you go to the federal halfway house?
Yeah, I did.
Was it with Geo or who?
That was in Ruben in Riverside. I was living
Oh, the
in,
Ruben house?
in Ontario first. Yeah, when I first got. It was a big ass house. It had some bad programs. So in my head, I thought I'm gonna build some program when I get out, some gang program, prevention, intervention stuff, and my cop stuff. So I had a bunch of ideas, and I started making phone calls, reaching out to people that had programs. But I'm saying, hey, I have background. I studied a lot I studied a lot in the shoe.
It's hard, huh?
I studied a lot, dude.
Once you got out here, it's hard trying to get your foot in the door with.
Well, because you're still like shell shocked. You know what I mean? You're still going back to like, damn, all this stuff I've been through. And little by little, I gotta like transition. I didn't transition well right away because I ended up marrying somebody that we just became enemies, and I ended up divorcing her. But she waited for me 9 years. So I thought,
Oh, you were with her inside?
yeah. Well, she was someone I knew before I went to prison when I was a cop.
Oh, okay.
So when she reached out to me, I was in there. I was already in like 8 years, and she ended up waiting for me the 9 years I had left. So I thought we were gonna be good. It turned out to be a war zone because she became more like a CO warden, probation officer on me, like too controlling that I couldn't take it, and it was just getting ugly. So, and both Christians thinking we're gonna be good, God, it was out the window, and I said I can't be here. And once I got kicked out of the house, I then went back and got divorced. But then I started transitioning after that because I still wasn't transitioning with her because it was more like she was just trying to get me to mess up. She was triggering me, trying to trigger me. I got to the point where I said, it's not even me, it's her problem. I'm not gonna let her trigger me no more. And I just started having this peace. But I knew that being around her, it wasn't good.
So,
He was describing to us about getting out, trying to get jobs, and trying to get your own church or
Ministry. My own mental health counseling ministry that's gonna be meshed with martial arts, because fitness, boxing, kickboxing, any form of art that's gonna help you at least release some stress or therapeutical stuff, I believe it's helpful. But it's like a tool that I use to attract individuals to get into the deeper help, like the healing of the trauma,
The
anger
internal work,
issue,
yeah.
internal work that they don't really want to talk about. That's how we start. That's how the approach I take, and so I'm building a program like that. And I'm at the gym where I train. It's Elite Pro Boxing, and the guy there, the owner, Steve, he lets me pretty much run my own program there. I work with people on the fitness level, and then also if they need help, get them on one-on-one.
personal trainer or
I'm a personal trainer. I do one-on-ones. I do group
Certified?
training. Certified? Yeah, certified. I got my background in fitness, boxing, kickboxing, jiu. I got my experience in all that. I got black person have killed.
And are you involved with a nonprofit? Do you have
Not yet. Not right now. I'm building my own. I want to build my own nonprofit where I can put
Yeah.
together my own programs where it's going to be able to get the right people to help me out.
I seen the videos of you like boxing with the kids, like
Yeah,
training
training
kids.
kids,
What's
yeah.
up with that? That was cool. I like that.
A lot of parents want me to train their kids for one-on-one, or because they want them to get some good discipline, or
Yeah.
in shape, or get them ready for like amateur fighting. So
Okay.
everybody is different. Everybody has a different goal of what they want with their kids, and if the kid wants it, they like it. I'm there for them. You know, or even adults, moms, people that want to lose weight or just release some stress. They'll call me, and they want two classes a week just to release some stress after work. Right. And hey, I got you.
Do you do that Monday through Friday?
I do Monday through Saturdays.
Okay.
I stay busy.
So
It's good.
where do you describe your life? Where are you in your life right now today?
I'm in the place where I feel things are developing to the point where I'm going to finally have a plateau where I can actually promote the ministry that I have to expose the tools that are out there for people that have addictions, mental health. I mean, yeah, it's been talked about a lot now, but there's not a lot like heavy duty effective programs. There's not. I worked for this one program in San Diego with 20 patients, drug program, mental health program, and a lot of them complain that the psychologist gives them pills. And I said, well, to me, personally, I said, what I've been through, because I had PTSD, I had a lot of messed up issues that wasn't going to get cleared up by any pill, by any talking to somebody. I need some deep supernatural power from God. And to me, learning how to forgive people, teaching them the right tools to start peeling layer after layer, going to the root of your problems. You're a 30-year-old person that's got a lot of triggers, and when you're 5 years old, you probably got beat up, molested. Something happened to that person. So I deal with the root of stuff, that the stuff they've been running from or hiding, or trying to avoid. So that's how I hit it with that approach. And I've seen a lot of people get healed and recovered. But I do prayer with them. I do prayers. I do a lot of stuff. I take the scripture. I read the Bible with them. There's a lot of stuff that people don't understand. There's a lot of. When I was a cop, I understood the power, authority. I understood that. But when I started reading the Bible, my face started getting in the truth about God, Jesus. I started seeing stuff that I never thought, imagined, because I became an atheist when I was a cop. I really did. I didn't believe in God no more. I said, man, there's no God. I'm God. This is my God. My 45. I handle business. Either he's there, or he's too busy. Well, everything I see, there's no God. So when I started experiencing the real hand of God in my life, I realized there's a real divine power that can transform a man like me, or a crazy guy from the M, or some guy that I know from a deep background that was vicious, that nothing can change him. He got hit by the power of God. So I seen it in prison. So I mean, that's how I operate now.
That's dope. I mean, that's like it makes me feel good. That's like a peaceful end to like so much chaos. Like when I hear your story, like I remember for so many years I was operating out of just straight desperation, just clinging, just trying to make it past the moment. So, man,
I had peace in prison. I had a lot of people. I walked
yeah,
smiling. A lot of people look at me.
Same here.
Smiling, dude. So they even want to work out in my group. They'll come to me to work out, and they just want to know why I'm always smiling. And they found out, and they're my buddies still right now. They're out and doing good, and we became good buddies in there because they didn't understand why I'm free in here, have peace. When I was out, I had everything that people want: money, house, family, everything. And career, gyms. I had gyms, not just one. I was building my own gym with the Gracies and other people, and I didn't have no peace. I was angry. I was still bitter. I still hated the whole wide world. I hated everybody. I just didn't want to be around people. I was antisocial. I wanted to put bullets in people. I didn't care. It didn't matter. So I was out of control.
What good is it to gain the world?
Yeah.
Just to lose yourself in the process.
Yep.
Reality,
people don't want to understand that sometimes you're chasing stuff that not even going to make you happy.
Yeah.
You're chasing the wrong stuff. You're thinking that money is going to make you happy, or the position. It's good to have the money. You need the money for everything in your life, but it can't be running your life, or this can't be running your life. Everything that you think is going to make you happy is not. Yeah.
And man, Ruben, like, we thank you for coming, man. This is like I'll never forget. Like, this is one of them moments. Like, after so many years, like all this life under our belt, like at the end of, wow, like just countless decades and decades in prison and street wars, like that we've been through on both sides. Like at the end, to sit back and reflect, like with wisdom and hindsight, and like from a place of peace. Wow, man.
Doing the right thing now.
This is a great moment.
How can people reach you? Can they Instagram, Facebook?
I'm on Instagram. It's Palomares 8833. What
Facebook,
else?
Instagram.
Facebook. I'm
We'll
on
put a link up in
Palomares.
there for you.
Yeah, we thank you,
Tough.
man. We thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
All right.
All right, he want me to close out. So
Give us
without
one of those
fur-
dynamic, game-winning shots, 50-yard throws.
Game-winning shot. So, insight. If you go to the parole board, one of the biggest things that you have to have is insight. Remorse. When you go to the parole board, second biggest thing you have to have is remorse. The ability to be accountable for your actions. You can't go in there and half step. You have to be wholeheartedly in it. But for people who don't have to go to the parole board, what is that? That is what he's done. He full-fledged, like, all right, I did it. This is what's going on. And the man that did more gangster stuff than a lot of gangsters I know.
Yeah.
If you want to get down into that aspect of it, you know what I'm saying? And I done ran into a lot of people that I'm told, and he ain't told. So, he is, and it's a blessing to have this type of insight. And then the people that are in law enforcement who may be going through the same thing, they can see it. And then the people who are misguided about understanding what's going on in that world, they don't know how nasty it gets. They don't know how wild it gets. They don't know about those dark nights.
Right.
They don't know what it's like to be, a person who has to gangster the gangsters.
Right.
How can you be a person and be nice when you're dealing with society's alleged worst in one boiling pot called, Los Angeles? We ain't leaving out the valley because it's my boy over there. But, we appreciate you coming through. We appreciate you speaking your piece. I appreciate it. Stay focused, continue your journey, and don't let nothing persuade you back to that dark side. That's a no-go.
No go for me.
Brian said a long
Being
time
solid.
ago when we were in prison, he said, if I make one mistake today, it can cost me and send me back to what year? 90?
Yeah, 94.
One mistake can set you back all the way to 94, and the clock starts all the way over. So, you don't want to start
Yeah,
that.
you gotta
clock.
move forward and keep moving forward.
And stop believing everything you see in movies.
Yeah.
Alonzo ain't real. Jay ain't real. They wasn't in the jungles like that. It was, all right. This is the Strangest Fruit Podcast. We're going to catch y'all later. And y'all stay tuned because we'll try to get some more pictures of Puppy August over here. Yeah. All right? Holla, man. One.